It's the character sheet, guys. Just remember.
There's also a hot bar on the bottom you could move things to.
I
Like your
ignored
character
that.
sheet.
You just
So
knew.
recap on our last session. Obviously, this quite a bit happened. Um, we had a situation where we talked with Grawl Stonefist, which was rather an interesting conversation. Just rather this a kind of authoritative figure telling you all to ask your questions quickly or they'll kill you. You asked your questions and you got out of there as quickly as possible, especially through what could have potentially been a very deadly trap.
We're good listeners.
Hey,
Yeah.
and
We were there to observe.
Yep.
you headed
good suggestions,
back
Tom.
down to the pass. Got with Kalan, Burrow, and Timothy. You managed to take those wagons down into the valley, the Frostrum Valley, which is filled with thickets, small patches of evergreen trees, kind of large, kind of barren, frozen areas. And then here, this lake. While you're on the path that was kind of entrenched by wagons, which really wasn't that entrenched. It was mainly just like wooden signs that are put up right to direct traffic flow, so you had an idea where you were going. You came across an odd, smashed and crumpled wagon into the snow with different sorts of materials that had come off of the actual wagon that were dispersed about. This was on kind of the side or paralleling a new evergreen forest that was beginning to grow, one of the small patches. Inside of that forest, just a little bit to the south of the wagon, was a large hole, right, into the actual earth. It seems that the trees themselves had toppled away from the hole in a dramatic fashion. There was rumbling that emerged from this hole. A large creature came out of it in response to movement across the earth. As it came out, players took actions. Kalan took an action to release the goats to try to free them best as possible, maybe even use them as bait. We had very successful combat, a lot of fantastic attack rolls, and this beast fell. You all kind of harvested the creature, getting different sorts of parts from it, and then went after the goats. Came across a lake, which was referred to as Lake Kif, and there seemed to be a very interesting tune that was drawing players in, specifically Wing Song upon the actual ice, which was pulled back, and then Naira decided to go down into the actual water, given what Wing Song had described. Going into the actual water, it was cold, it was frozen, different side, it was sort of kind of ecosystem down there, fish, vegetation, even in the murkiness with the frozen surface. There was a statue, right, of a knight of beer. Seemed to be a little dramatic, slightly larger, right, than most likely what they kind of stood, what they wore. And there were the spiraling vortex of colors that were emerging from different colored orbs. And a voice of your mother, Nair, spoke to you. From there, you reached out and you touched it.
Said do it. I said deal.
You said do it. And you awoke on a sandy beach, all of you. Seems as though a flash of bright light kind of took you back. You awoke, sand at your feet, a bay to your backside, so water, so waves crashing against it. A dock was behind you, and then in front of you was a palisade wall with a village or town that was in the back side of that. There was burning smoke, there was screaming, clashing. Surrounding the palisade was like crops that have been kind of cultivated. It's kind of not paths to maybe a more familiar circumstance there, paths. Having the crops kind of growing there and cabbages and whatnot. What was odd was the palisade gate on this particular side of the wall was slightly ajar, was open. And then this almost half rock cobbled road that goes onto the beach, there was this high elf and a boy, human boy. And they were moving away from armored figures, one of which seemed to be common, wearing a surcoat with the symbol of Palor upon it. The other one seemed heavily armored, kind of bejeweled in a way, right? They as well wore the surcoat. So they had the same uniform, but different variations of the quality of armored weapons that they had. They were trying to uphand them. It was there that you all took action, some of which were hypnotically kind of incapacitated from a spell. Others were in combat in the thralls. You all subdued them, killed them. And the information that this high elf provided was not much.
To say the least.
It seemed the most important piece of information that came from that was that she was surprised that you did not actually know what was going on. That was the most surprising thing. Her name was referred to as Lady Sindar Elena. And the boy's name, who was crying over a particular figure, his mother, which was said very quickly, the thralls, as well as after the combat. I'll give you that piece of information. The boy's name is Hadron. Put him in chat real quick, just in case, spelling wise and whatnot. Now, when this ended, in a flash, again, how you came to this place, how the same way you returned. However, you awoke on the north side of Lake Kif. Stretching out to the south is that frozen ice-covered lake, and far off into the distance, miles, you see the other side. When you awoke here, Kalan and Timothy are with you. Burrow is not. There are 3 large wolves of white with icicles adorning some pieces of their fur. The eyes are blue. Mist is coming out of their mouths. One of which jumped off a rock towards you. Greeted itself as Levrus. And referred to you all as chosen ones, that he had been waiting for you all. So that is the recap there. So we're going to go ahead and start the session. Any questions at all?
How do you spell Levrus?
Yeah.
It's in the chat, actually.
Oh, in Discord? Or
No,
No,
in the
it's
game.
in the
In the
game
game
chat.
chat.
In the game,
Game
chat.
chat, yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
It's right up
Oh.
above the EXP that he posted for last session.
Yeah,
Don't worry, he
names.
posted it again.
I posted again. Yeah, so if you want any spelling on names or any distinction on that, no problem. Definitely let me know and I can send it over to you. We shouldn't have any problems with initiative this go around. Went ahead and went through all my modules, revamped stuff. And then there's been just kind of a bug that's going around that's still there about like tokens not appearing. That happened to you, Kyle. I actually worked with a developer and installed a mod from that he's made that will help with desync of the server and token loading. So it should alleviate some symptoms. So we're not have to like go crazy with having to replace tokens and refreshing.
I'm
and
glad I
stuff.
could be a big enough problem the specialist was brought in.
Yeah, way to go.
Nice
It's
job.
It
happened-
sounds very character-like of you.
It's happened with one of my other groups. It's based on like latency of players. When you start like dropping towards the server, there's like desync with tokens and how they're loading in. So this
Get
is
better internet, dude.
No.
this is kind of like it's like almost like it's like a check flag. So when you come in, you're gonna go back through and try to like it's gonna make sure that you've loaded. And so there might be some tokens, but not all the tokens, right? That was happening. So
Is there any worries about remote code execution? Oh, wait, sorry. That's Dark Souls 3. My bad.
so you see in front of you as the wind's howling, slightly cloudy. Some sun is breaking through. And in those bits of clouds, there is snow that is slowly falling. But here in the valley, it's really just the wind. That's the difficult part. If you're not within thickets or the trees with the backdrop, you're kind of being smacked a little bit by the wind, right? So, Levrus, is almost like down upon the leg, like bent down with the head towards the actual snow, almost as if this wolf is bowing to you.
Can we see the hole? Or are we that far away from it? In the
He
ice.
said we are miles.
Yeah,
You are miles.
the other side of the lake.
Yeah, Lake Kiff is a
Yeah.
can be referred to as like a Great Lake in some size. It's the depiction on the map is just what is the visible part of the lake.
Yeah.
Most of the valley is actually encompassed by this lake. So you're definitely easily staring off. Scale wise, because the map's not entirely to scale, you'd be about 6 to 7 miles.
I
Yikes.
don't mean to be a rude Master Wolf, but you kind of caught us at a disadvantage. You say you're waiting on us. What for?
My master.
Is he a mage, perhaps?
Your name?
Oh, me. Thorthig. Thorthig Heavyheart. Priest to Pelor. Pleased to meet you.
Thorthig Heavyheart. And my master king, Grimar Yulfing, of the mighty Bonsag, has been tasked with retrieving you all, and I've been instructed to be here, waiting on this hour every day. And so I have waited. And now, after many years, you are here. It's a cause for celebration. My
You've
master
been doing this for years?
and his kin. Yes, I have.
That's a lot of years.
Wait, so how long have you exactly been here?
I come here this hour. The sun is there. Sometimes it's difficult to see with the clouds. And I wait. Not long. Nothing's ever came. But my master has commanded it. What my master has commanded, I must do. I must obey.
What do you do for every other hour?
I hunt.
What about listening to your master? Do you do that for like an hour?
My master has ways to communicate to me besides sitting there for
Like,
an
does he
hour.
write a letter?
No letters.
No. Do you know how to read?
I do.
Oh shit, fuck. Soot over here, you can't even fucking read. He can barely even meow correctly.
Slit just kind of like shake. All Slit does is just shakes his head.
The walking tabaxi's taking too many snowballs in the head. So
Wait.
don't
So,
pay him too much mind.
We are told
I need
to forgive
clarification.
all grievances.
I'm
I
I
forgiving.
need clarification on something. So, we don't care a dragon can talk, but we do care a cat can talk, but nobody cares a wolf can talk.
Whoa, I never said anything about my opinion on the wolf talking. I'm just
I just
taking
want to
it.
make sure. I'm taking notes here.
Oh, I'm taking many
so
notes,
so
man.
many animals have talked to us at this point. I think it's just normal at this point. You know, I'm just expecting to walk down the street. There's a 50% chance some animal's gonna talk to us. That's what I learned.
Fuck, I'm
That's
waiting
the-
for the rocks to start talking to me.
We
That
are
will be crazy. That will
This
be
group has
devastating.
apparently had some very interesting encounters the past few days. So we ask you bear with us while we sort some of this out.
I have,
Emotionally
how about-
speaking.
I've waited
What the-
years. Take as much time as you need.
I need you to get me back to the hole.
That is not possible.
My mom is in there.
We are
Or
to
a
take
rock
you
is
and
in
escort
there,
you to
but-
Monsag. You are to meet King Grimar Yulfing. That is what the wizard has tasked. That is what must be done.
I knew the wizard was involved in this.
Who is your master, by the way?
He just said it like 3 times.
Just
Said
said.
it was Cream.
Oh.
Said it
The
was
king.
Roderick.
It's
Come on.
King
Oh.
B.
Oh, I mean, I heard that as well. I have good hearing. I am Catman.
Your master is a wolf like you.
No.
Yes or no? Ah,
He's not. He is mighty and strong, sturdy, towers high into the air. He's what your kind call a giant.
ah.
Or just a tall dude.
Well, the Paz, everyone's a giant.
I appreciate the short jokes.
Too bad.
Don't worry, Paz.
Maybe don't try to cut my heart out. You get less short
I
jokes.
don't know
Hey,
what you're
I'm
talking
sure
about.
Paz must love tall people since there's so many of them.
You know,
Anyway,
Paz, you're tall in knowledge. You're tall in knowledge.
No, he's not.
See, finally, somebody
Very short
appreciates
knowledge.
my contributions.
If we
Well,
just
alright.
hook down to the hole and then go to the king.
We're not going back in the frozen lake.
I-
Is that what got us here in the first place?
I mean,
One
I-
minute,
yeah, I
just-
think
just
I
sit
I
and
mean,
kinda
the
wait
think
for
that's
Frozen
y'all to
Lake
get
bad.
has
back.
really good music, guys. She
I
has a
did like
point.
the frozen lake. I didn't have
Apparently, we
shoes.
were
It
supposed
was
to come
bad.
here, so it was fine.
There was cabbages. It was wonderful. I want to go back.
Yeah, honestly, that's 3 out of 4, right? I
Not
think that's how
entirely
the
came
sure
out
what we
very
majority.
well
saw is
either.
actually like now real. Like maybe we were seeing something of the past or maybe
I
the
don't care. I
future.
didn't have
We got
shoes on. It was
teleported.
You know?
Of
wonderful.
course, it's magic.
Magic's magic. It's whatever. Your magic is
Master
normal.
Lurus, perhaps your master will be able to explain to us what it was we experienced in the lake.
It is possible. The wizard has proclaimed many things. He aided
They
in
always
service
proclaim
to
lots of
King
things.
Grimar Ylfing when Monsag was formed, to hunt down the vile, destructive parent of Ithrid.
The dragon?
Ithrid,
The dragon?
the dragon.
Either oh, the dragon. I remember that. The flamboyant white thing that flew around and crashed into a bar.
Well,
You
that
just call a dragon
a
flamboyant?
point.
The one that is like friendship jewelry with Varys and like 2 of our baddies thus far.
Point Varys, I think he's the one you want to talk to about the dragon. Or so I'm told.
Yeah, he's really magical and shit. You know.
Turns and
He
looks
talks.
at you, Varys, bows. Respect. Bearer of the White Stone.
Bowing's weird. Let's not do that again.
Well, I suppose not. We can take 2 of you on each of our backs.
Do you think that the wizard would know why I heard my mother? Because I get that's not our priority, but I'm still a little bit.
It is possible. Wizard had great power.
Great power.
Okay.
Problem is, there's more.
There's more than 6 of us, though.
Yeah.
There is more than 3 of us. You see,
Oh.
as he looks towards the north, and you see there is at least 24 of them that shift out of the snow that were actually encased in it. They just kind of like burrow themselves out of it. They shake.
Lord, short hairs.
You know, to be fair, the cat's over here. You know, so he's a cat. I think he can fit on one of our shoulders.
We also have the 2 other people from the caravan with us.
I forgot about them.
I don't
Yes,
think
you
they
did.
need to be coming with us. They should probably continue on to our original destination.
We're not going to just leave them miles away from their caravan. They'll freeze to death out here.
Yeah, what do we do about Timothy? He should not be alone unsupervised.
We can
I mean,
take
he's not
all of
alone.
them.
Master Lulus,
When did we adopt Timothy?
perhaps
Burrow's
you'd be willing
got
to
it.
lend a hand here. They were on their way to Othema. You think maybe you could have a few parallel the path just to make sure nothing happens to them?
Roll persuasion.
Do they all talk?
Obviously, all animals talk.
Oh wow! Starting off
Why I
great.
asked
That
clarification.
one.
I mean, no
Oh, you fucking
disrespect,
asshole.
but we have waited for a long time. They can come with us.
Fair enough.
It's either that or they freeze to death, so.
I'm pretty done with Kayla. Okay.
You know, Mr. Levrous, do all of your companions talk as well?
We all talk.
Oh. Okay.
Is this
And
a concern for
read.
you?
Do you also go woof woof with each other?
We do
Or do you
howl.
just talk?
Seems that you are quite confused about what I am. What do you think I am?
A werewolf.
Human?
I am not aware.
Hey.
It's definitely not a werewolf.
Human's done.
Breathes.
I'm busy.
Breathes into the actual snow in front. Just turns to ice.
Well, he's dead.
Cool. Cool. Do you know what the significance of these stones are?
I do not.
I'm sure the mage will be able to fill us in on that.
Probably. He's a
All right.
mage. He knows a lot about rocks.
I don't know. Last time we met somebody that knew a lot about the stones, Varys destroyed his house.
That's
We
That's not
destroyed
a
his
good thing.
house.
I don't recall
And
us tearing
You
it down.
destroyed the first one. You're just as guilty of this as me.
You're definitely been guilty. As a member of apparently the Duke Councils now, I must advise you that you are guilty.
Yeah, the
You're
Duke
on
definitely
probation,
took that down.
Gilga. Go. You're not. You're on probation.
Probation still means I have rights. All right, just means they
No
can
one
be
said you
taken
didn't
away.
have rights. It just means that you don't work.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm very cold. I'm pretty sure I'm still soaking wet, so I'm pro leaving, going inside, or just hugging a wolf. Honestly,
I mean,
You
of
know
course,
what?
in my
That's a good
beard, I'd like
idea.
to move as well.
We will
I
get
can
there
make you feel
after
warm.
nightfall. Our bodies are quite warm. We will keep you safe.
Cool.
so
Wait, so when you say your body's warm, do we have to hug you in order to stay warm? Is that
I'm
how this
hugging him.
goes?
I'm hugging a
that's-
wolf.
I think we'll
That's
survive.
kind of how it works.
The wolf almost matches the heat that was given off to by the creature that came from the hole. The feeling and sensation of what this creature is doing is similar to that. There is not a heat that would damage you like that creature, but it has what's referred to as a heated body, in that it's able to heat the environment around it too to make it comfortable. There's magic involved with this particular creature.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be right next to the wolf, try to get under its body, just be like, "Thank you, keep me warm."
Hugging just
Yeah,
around the
but they
waist.
want to carry us. They're gonna take
We're
us
going to be
somewhere
riding
first.
it, silly.
We will,
So
we will
cold out
take you.
here.
You will ride on our backs.
All of us.
We are headed to Bonsack. Yes, so we all in agreement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi.
All
On
right.
we go.
Which is the funniest wolf?
Which is the funniest wolf?
Yes.
I don't think any of them are funny.
It's gonna be
Which
a
one
Do
tells
you?
the most
No,
jokes?
I don't know that.
I think it's probably Arnold. He's probably the funny one.
Hey Arnold, let me ride you.
So the funniest wolf, definitely not Leverous.
Why he
you
seems like he's got a great sense of humor.
If you're gonna have a conversation with any of them, you probably would need to have a longer conversation than just this journey.
Oh, is
to
it a
figure-
really short journey?
It's not entirely short, but you're definitely traversing a good distance. But these wolves are very fast. So in speed comparison to maybe like a dire wolf, these wolves actually move about 1/3 faster than that. So they're actually they seem to have something about the way that their paws upon the actual snow and how they work is if they have like razor sharp kind of icicles that they're almost like cleats, right? That they're grabbing into the actual snow and they're staying above the snow, so their paws are not actually even going into it. They're just like staying above it as they move and they run. And also, they're not tiring at all, so you're not hearing a lot of like panting or wheezing from them. They're just consistent, and the breaths are just coming out with steam as they just billow out. I'm going to go ahead and circle just in a generic sense. That is where you're going. You're not going high up into the mountains. You're staying relatively on a low space as you work your way north, slightly west across the valley. They're going in a straight path. You go through a couple thickets, they kind of move around them, but through the trees, they go straight through. They're very directional and they know where they're going. They come to a large kind of mountainside as it crests upwards. They actually go up the mountainside for periods. So you're having to like almost like hang on as they're just like moving up the mountainside without any difficulty at all. The snow itself is kind of falls with their weight as they're pressing in, so there is some sort of force to the ground. And there's trees, evergreen trees, that are kind of growing slightly horizontal right as they extend outwards. They climb upon this cliff, and then from there are two slightly totemic statues that kind of get vaulted up. They seem to be made from a single piece of timber that's been harvested and then ingrained with giant symbols. It forms a large space that's covered on either side with rolling snows and hills towards mountains, and it seems to make like a pass that's able to do switchbacks and kind of wind up, right? They begin to go onto that area, and they are kind of winding up the side and eventually kind of levels off, and they continue to roll upwards. And this is what you see after traveling for nearly 5 hours. You come to about 11 p.m. You're not cold. You're feeling very, very warm with them. As the night goes on, the temperature drops, and that's probably when maybe peripherals or other kind of areas that are external to where you're at, the wolf, they begin to kind of get a little bit cold, right? You get kind of chilled from the wind too that's like constantly hitting you. So you're leveling off and you're kind of rounding through as there are large evergreen forests that's built on the side of a large like plateau that kind of comes outwards with a backdrop of mountain, right? So it's almost like above, around it is lower. A river flows through it and then down with a waterfall to your right, and then the mountainside at the backside, right? So mountains kind of circle around it. There is two wooden squared off towers that don't have any sort of stairs or a ladder. They have a single platform that sits about 30 feet up, and they're very wide and long, about 20 by 20, made with just massive pieces of timber. The branches themselves have just been kind of haphazardly cleared off, and there are two frost giants that are currently standing on them, wielding large bows. Massive bows. They have arrows that are like the size of like almost like a tree trunk, right, to all of you. These frost giants stand about 30 to 35 feet tall. They seem to be wearing lots of hide about them. Doesn't seem like they need it though, given the nature of them just standing in the howling wind and just being unfazed. There's kind of like almost like a palisade gate. Obviously, to all of you, this thing is massive, as it does stand about 40 feet tall. So the towers are in front of that gate. You see as Levrus and the pack, they kind of come up through the path. You're seeing the hulking figures inside of the evergreen forest itself, with now fires that are the light actually dancing and moving around. So you're seeing the shadows of the hulking figures through the trees on top of the plateau, about 15 to 20 feet up above from what your level is. The path itself that you've now been on up here, it's beginning to transition away from just being loose snow to more of an empackment. You're seeing large prints of boots from these giants that have stamped into the earth. You're hearing sounds of crashing as some of them are hitting trees and shifting things around. You're hearing sounds of cheering and celebration from inside as the night goes on. And the structures themselves stand tall. You see a much large structure, almost like a wooden longhouse complex. So there's like two longhouses that extend from its backside, and then a great lodge kind of opens up on its front, and it's entirely made out of wood. And it seems to be almost like Lincoln log style, where it's stacked, and there's just giant symbols that are covering over it. There's a small kind of palisade wall that encompasses the front, as many of the giants are like just kind of going over the wall itself and making their way into this great hall through an opening that doesn't have a door. It's just a massive cutout space of the actual building. So you're seeing that because that's higher up on your elevation, even with the trees, right? So it's above the tree level. That's the only structure you have a really good depiction of. So Levrus pulls you through the actual gate here as the two giants kind of look towards you. They kind of begin to kind of grunt a little bit, and you're speaking giant. You're understanding that they said Levrus, right? The name. And you understand that the name Chosen Ones kind of has coming up, right? So you don't speak giant, you're still able to get that amount. They are able to open that gate, kind of swing it open as they're shoving the snow back and kind of ripping it open. You're hearing kind of maybe some wood splintering a little bit. And as they do, they kind of have to stomp off their actual towers right onto the ground. And then they watch as they're staring down at all of you as you're making your way into this place.
Very tall. What you think? Oh, sorry.
Oh, go for it. No, take your time.
No, I'm just going to roleplay a little bit. You're very tall, aren't you? Like, yeah. So, how are you? Just try not to squish us. I haven't met people this tall.
Kind of kneels down towards you, revealing that there's a large scar that goes across one of the eyes, and the eye is completely kind of splintered open and not even visible anymore. Has a large kind of hide of an animal that extends around. Just kind of kneels down around you and smiles with a really big, toothy grin. Chosen ones. Clasps hand over the chest and begins to kind of stomp it. Just kind of pounds it there for a little bit.
I'm not trying to be intimidating, but you're being very good at it. I am definitely scared of you.
I will drink with you
Naturally
in the Great Hall.
In the graveyard?
I'll drink
Great
to
Hall.
that.
The Great
In the Great
Hall.
Hall.
The Great Hall
Oh.
calls for
Maybe
large
because I'm
celebration. He goes back
Maybe
to the
I'm just
tower,
scared.
reaching
I
over
might
it,
be able to put a giant under the table. We'll find out.
grabs a large horn that's dangling from a leather strap on the back side of the wall, kind of grabs it out and just goes...
Ah, my
Kinda
ears,
blows
it's so
up in
loud. Jesus Christ.
echoing throughout. You hear matching horns
Feels like
slightly
home.
blowing from distant places about, shifting in the shadows. More trees are kind of shoving themselves and moving around. A greeting. Yes. Points big meaty hand out towards the Great Hall as the path itself kind of switchbacks upwards and climbs through the trees as they're separated perfectly for this path.
I'm gonna mimic the chest pounding that they did.
Okay.
As we go by them all.
All right. So as you begin to head up to the Great Hall, Levrus is leading. The pack is kind of surrounding you all, keeping you towards the center. You've dismounted at this point, right? They're not having you ride them as they're kind of shifting their bodies a little bit from the weight that they've had to endure for some time. Some of them are stopping and talking to the giants that are coming out of the trees towards the path to watch you all as they're kind of just staring as you come through. Before you get to that small, I would say fencing at this point of the Great Hall, you have come nearly to, or at least seen nearly 50 frost giants just in this small space as they've kind of come out. This community seems dramatically large, and it rivals that of a small city in nature to comparison to a humanoid, right? Now, coming into the Great Hall, I'm going to give a little bit of a deeper description of that. So this large wooden structure, now that you're kind of coming up closer to it, you see through the actual entrance is this large, massive 20-foot wide to 50-foot tall cutout with a semicircle arch at the top. It seems to be leather, hide, and bark kind of aligned in the interior of the Great Hall as you're kind of steering through, walking in. The exposed wooden rafters, they dangle down trophies, large carcasses of bone animals that they've killed. You're seeing the same creature that you killed at least 24 times that's dangling from there, small to large. You're seeing one that is triple the size of what you killed at the backdrop of maybe one side of the hall. Large pillars of trees that have been cleared off of bark and branch. They tower up and support the rafters. The ceiling height itself is about roughly 70 feet high. So for them, that's not that tall, but it's a completely wooden structure, right? There's no stone reinforcement. The actual flooring that's here, as you're kind of stepping upon it, is like a kind of a bedrock of stone tiling that's kind of etched around, right? So the foundation itself is stone. So that kind of makes sense why they're able to kind of build it on a flat surface upon the actual rock. As you're coming through, The Great Hall is a large, open trading and drinking space. That is the best way to describe it in context of what you're seeing. So you're seeing frost giants far off to the west of this long structure about 150 feet away from you. They're kind of trading about themselves. Large fires have been pitched up. The smoke's just billowing out, kind of making its way through small crevices in the rooftop and through the rafters. They're cheering, they're drinking. You're approaching a kind of a central place of the Great Hall as there's a large light that's emanating from some source. Above it, slightly about 10 feet of the light source, you're seeing a figure sitting in a large stone throne, just kind of like pitched there, drinking a horn of some kind. This figure is covered in bones, hide, and leathers. Seems to have a large weapon kind of draped over the back, smashed into the ground behind it. At this central part, that's where the drinking area is, right? You're seeing large rectangular tables, wooden chairs, there's ale horns. These pieces of furniture, way too large for you all to, like, occupy, right? You're seeing a giant chair, like how am I supposed to be able to climb into that, right? That's insane. Some of the pillars here are covered in bits and pieces like rock, as they're almost like kind of coming around, forming little rock walls around the pillars to almost have more etching and decoration in them to elaborate that this is like a central area, that this is a little bit more important. I'm going to go ahead and activate the scene there, and then I'll drag down tokens real quick. Seems to be the easier way to do it.
This is epic.
Oh, it's so glowy.
Do you see? Is that giant carrying a hammer over a pitch of lava?
I think the correct word is a warhammer.
Yes, it is, lad. A warhammer's warhammer.
Yeah, see,
You
I
don't
got
want to
you.
be on the bad end of that one.
So, did anyone think this might be a trap? You know, I'm just saying, this is a little sketchy, don't you think?
If
This
was...
does not seem like a trap. This seems like a great welcoming. If they wanted to kill us, they could have killed us when we came back to wakeness.
Yeah,
You
this
know,
would be nice
there
to see
were-
a trap.
Yeah, there were far too many wolves for us to handle back at the lake. If they wanted to kill us, we'd already be dead.
Aye.
well, when you say it like that, of course what I said sounds dumb, but I mean, this is
No,
weird,
it
don't
sounds
you think?
even. There's only one person right there, and others over there. If they wanted to kill us, they could have killed us easy peasy.
They could have killed us at the gate. Those two giants there could have made easy work of us.
Hey, if it helps, they could still kill us. So
Yeah, just keep your feet on your toes, and other than that, get drunk.
Keep your feet.
Wolf
the
was just
wolf
in place.
chasing its tail.
All right. It's trying to emulate a little bit of what is happening to the crowd. So as cheering and stuff begins to slightly cease,
I do
right?
not have a map, by the way.
Don't have a map. You don't see
I
it.
Every
do not have a
As
map.
Never. You'll never get one.
Never.
I'm gonna try
as in his
removing.
no map.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
Just pass.
Sorry, you don't have enough gym badges.
There
for
you go.
maps. Oh, there you are.
Uh,
Ooh, it's really awkward when your health bar drops next to everyone else's.
Paz, I'm assuming you can't see any tokens.
that assumption is very correct.
Paz, still the problem child.
Get better internet.
That will always be the
normally when
problem.
I roll the stealth check, I'm not supposed to be seen.
You did a really good one, or
Not
a really
being,
bad
not
one.
being able to see everybody else.
I'll try putting down tokens before I load the map. That might try to sync you back in. Maybe that, I'm not too familiar with how the module works in syncing, so that might work a little bit better. You see this token in front of you?
Yep.
You see
Yeah, I
this
see,
token?
I see that token, and the party.
Just took a little bit for you to load in, right? So, okay. So it's almost as if the crowd has like tuned it down, right? So giants sit about the tables around you. They're all staring at you, keeping eyes. Levrus's pack has dissipated away, kind of disappeared into the shadows and the woodwork, maybe potentially going to their masters, right? So Levrus reaches the edge of a stone staircase of the bedrock as it goes down. There's like wooden kind of fencing and railings with flat pieces of branch and timber that have been half carved, nothing here is truly perfect, right, in its design. About like almost like a landing, right, is that throne. And that stands again, we'll put it about 10 feet. And that's kind of coming above a sunken den with a pool of lava that's kind of bubbling from the actual earth as it's kind of spitting outwards, is providing this glowing illumination in this space, as well as a heat that's somewhat inviting. This figure immediately stands up from the throne, and it definitely appears to be at least 5 to 8 feet taller than an average male frost giant. This giant stands about 44 feet tall. It seems to be adorned in this ancient glimmering, now closer to it, it seems to be glimmering white dragon scale armor. So you're seeing patches of the scale armor around it. It's kind of glistening with the light bouncing around it. There's a matching helmet of a dragon skull that sits at the head, as well as the shoulder. You see that the weapon itself that's pulled over is like a maul, and it has a large gem that's imbued in the side of the actual hammer part of the maul, and the hilt itself appears to be wooden that's been scorched and burned. And that's dangling at the backside of the throne. So it's not wielding it currently. It's just kind of standing up, holding the ale horn. Looks out.
I'm gonna pound my chest at him. Like,
Is
oh, yeah,
this
oh my God,
real?
oh God.
Yes.
Yes.
What is
Bruce,
real?
Giant
Tell
was that?
me it is so. These are the chosen ones. Yes. Bruce kind of bows in respect. Master, I have brought, after many years of waiting, prophecy has indeed come true, and the great wizard has spoken truth. I will let them speak. See Leverus kind of like sink backwards, kind of moving back slowly, sits down on the backside, perches its head up, motions its paw for all of you to approach.
So I'm stepping off.
I guess I'll, as soon as I walk up, I'll go ahead and get on my knee like a bow kind of thing. Or
Yeah, I think
whatever.
bowing.
So Thorfig will go to one knee and
Let's
King
get it.
Thorfig,
Pound my chest at him still. That's what
we
I saw
thank
everyone
thee
else
for
do.
the invite to the hall, and wish to partake of your feast and your ale.
I'm thirsty too.
We will feast and we will drink, and we will have a competition, you and I. We will see if the chosen ones are truly up to the stuff of legend that this great wizard has prophesied. Now,
You seem
that
to not have noticed
competition
you're
be
talking to a dwarf.
questions. I'm sure all of you have plenty of questions. Why
Do
are
I
you
have-
here?
I'm gonna raise my hand and be like a student.
Everyone.
Yes.
Everyone
you,
has questions.
Sure.
Someone start.
Can I start? Your Highness, Your Majesty, King?
You can
King.
call me King. I am King Grimar Ylfing of Monsag, from former clan Monsag, after Nimsong was formed 1,570 years ago. And preservation
God,
is
put the
uniting
respect
the
on his
mighty Frost Giant clans against the vile and treacherous Javarig. As you now know, I have lived many years, and my life is sustained by magic.
Wait, you said as we should know. I'm still confused. So like, you say we're the chosen ones, but what exactly did you was prophesied that like we would do? You know, because I just build stuff. I'm just a blacksmith. You know, I'm not much more than that. You
You're
know.
a blacksmith.
Yeah, I build stuff from time to time.
Then you will find great reward and help. I will send you there after we feast and dine. In the morning, you will see Gulvarg, the forger.
You know what? Never mind. I don't have any more questions. That sounds great. Thank you. You know what? Forget any of the questions I have.
King Grimar, you think of Monsag? I also have a question. What is the competition?
Competition, plenty in Monsag. If you want to take your strife at Storvald, you may fight the beasts that we will send you into the mountains to kill soon. Or we may drink. Perhaps you may earn a prize or two if you can put me underneath the table.
I do love me a drink, don't you guys?
No.
Absolutely not.
Well, that's not very. No one else. No, no. Okay.
If
I
drink,
like
I'm a
drinks.
cat.
How
if mead is not your taste,
many
we
times
make
have I
a
said?
potent tea.
I believe I made it clear that there is a dwarf in the room.
Do you have any fizzy water? Water with bubbles in it?
Is something I'm not familiar with.
Oh crap.
Me neither, and I'm a pretty flamboyant dude myself. What is fizzy water
You
packs?
see, it's great. It's like water, but when you drink it, the bubbles tickle your nose.
Uh,
You can get that from Airland.
What the hell? I
You
don't
blow
believe
what?
in.
You blow air into the water?
I don't believe in things that will alter the perfect mind state that is Paz.
uh, King
Actually, it could
Grimar.
make you smarter, lad. You never know.
I need all of my reflexes to be at their sharpest.
I don't think he needs fizzy water. I think he needs normal water. He already has
Also,
enough air in his head.
I was once told that you shouldn't drink while you are bleeding profusely.
That is true.
Yes.
Our good friend here is injured. If you could help not make him less injured,
Well, maybe he
or
shouldn't get
bleeding.
eaten by worms.
Yeah, he shouldn't. He shouldn't go up and punch a fucking worm.
I did go up and punch a worm. That was way more impressive than anything you have done.
I'll
More
point at
impressive
one
than
of
me
the. I'll
killing
point at
the
one of
worm
the
to
worms
save
on
your
the
life.
ceiling.
I believe that you killed the worm by getting up to it because I was already inside of its jaws.
I didn't even move.
About to be eaten.
You have killed one of the Remor.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I
Aye,
messed it up real good. It
We-
tried
we
to
did
eat me,
a
but I
great
said
teamwork.
no,
He-
you
He
won't.
was getting eaten. He was in the process of being consumed.
Yeah.
But
I
he
was
jumped
not.
valiantly from the beast as he was fighting it. He jumped valiantly. And
Why do
He
you never
jumped
he
believe
didn't
valiantly
myself?
as it was dying, so I let go of him. That's what happened.
That is a true statement.
Kind of easy to jump from its jaws when it's dead.
Well, if you've slain this
Fine.
great beast, you are on the first track to getting into the great halls of Thrym.
Ah.
I killed it with magic.
How large was it? Was it young, freshly spawned?
It was pretty young.
It was a young one.
They're not as big as the ones you got hanging here, that's for sure.
They get quite large and they feast on much. I've slaughtered a few in my day.
We took vengeance upon the dead souls that were killed by this beast. It was a monster to kill just all of those innocent people on the road. But such is
Excuse
the
me.
way of life.
Yes, you strong, fierce elf, speak.
You're like so big. I'm like, right, strong, fierce, right, got it. We don't know why we're here. You're not the first person to call us chosen, even today, and we have no idea why.
I see. You are without information on why you are here. This is something that was not told to me. Perhaps this might help. Who is the bearer of the white stone?
Viverys.
Yeah.
Just
Point
looks
to
over at
Varys.
just looks at Varys.
Nobody ever. Y'all don't all have to look.
Oh, a bunch of snitches.
No, we all look at you.
Yeah.
We all just
Thanks,
stare.
Yeah, we're all just nerds.
Takes the
That
maul
one.
out
Just
from
pat
the
you
You're
on
back.
the back
terrible at
as you're
questioning.
going.
Takes the maul out from the back of the throne, still standing up, has yet to sit down, walks behind the throne, smashes the throne with a large crash. The ground shakes as the maul crashes through the stone, completely obliterating into bits and pieces. Takes the maul, leans it against the side of that railing, and grabs with two little fingers small, tiny white stone. Very small. Lets it roll
That-
down into the palm of its giant hand and kneels down and lowers its big hand towards you, Varys. You see a crude, 1.5-inch size white piece of stone as it begins to glow as it approaches you. Ah, yes, it calls to you. Good.
Huh.
Take it.
Sure. I reach out a little hesitantly and grab the stone.
So it takes and he stands up, the stone still glowing in your hand.
What's it do? I know it makes dragons angry. That's all I've gotten so far.
It is what the great wizard has said will be the death of the lineage of Javaric. And so true, Ithrin plagues this land.
Yeah, that
Slaughters
one.
many of my giants.
Met him twice now.
We have fought
Not a
it.
fan.
It seems to be protected by magic that not even Kulvog the Forger is able to figure out.
It's someone named Datamar.
Datamar, yeah.
Danabar.
That seems to be who he serves.
Serves a master, this
Damodar.
dragon. Damodar.
Damodar, that's the one.
Doug Demadome.
Strange, indeed, for a dragon to serve a master. I've never known such. Have you had encounter with this master?
We've only heard names.
Not to our knowledge, although we did have a little bit of a run-in with a death cult that we foiled, and they certainly were working for him as well.
Seems there are many allies to this master. There are small
Yeah, there's also
creatures that I've never seen before. They are dragon-like, hideous and vile without wings. They crawl in the trenches of the scapes of the highlands of Jotunmark, our hunting grounds. Some of them get quite large. They too serve Ithrin. Perhaps they too serve this master.
If they're working with him, then there's a almost 100% chance they are.
Mm.
The Grey Dwarves seem to have come out as well
Ugh.
on team.
Those vile grey
Here we
dwarfs.
are.
I speak no ill to
Those
your
things-
kind, fellow dwarf, but those greys.
Those thing turns and spits.
Yeah. We killed a
We
lot of
did.
them.
We had a
That's
chance
right.
to kill their prince, but we didn't.
Someone talked me out of it.
If I
We've been
may,
killing-
Your Highness,
Magically.
I talked to
Yeah.
them. I asked them if they'd be willing to come back to us. But they don't even call themselves dwarves anymore. So perhaps say what you will about them. I will take no offense if that's how they feel.
They have been tunneling out from the ground, ridding
Yeah.
spoils about. In numbers, they can take down one of my kind. They are quite tactful, smart,
Yeah,
intelligent.
Not when we're done with them.
Be that as it may,
It's because they're normally dead when we're done.
now that you, Bearer of the White Stone, have finally found your last piece, you will be able to slay this dragon.
Yeah. Can you run us through the whole pieces situation? All that.
All I know is that the great wizard, Magello, had
Yeah.
gifted and told us that this stone would be the last stone given to the Bearer of White.
We've got the other one.
In
It's only two.
exchange, this great wizard helped kill Javaric.
What is this great wizard's name, Your Highness?
That one we know. Magello. Yeah.
Oh,
Magellan.
Magellan, sorry. I'm
He
just,
literally just said it.
I thought he said
We're
kill
gonna
someone.
check Wing
Oh,
Song's ears.
I'm
Yeah,
Wing Song is having a bit of a disconnection problem.
take him to the vet. Hydrogen peroxide in there.
No, it's just I have a hard time connecting people with names.
Is
Do
the
you
Great
know my
Wizard
name?
also a giant?
No, the great wizard is old, frail, human,
And tiny?
Where is he?
tiny to us. I do not know. I met this great
Is the
wizard 1,570 years ago.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, he's fucking old. How tiny is he? He must be like 1 foot tall.
And he's not dead now.
You think people get smaller the older they get?
The great wizard could
No.
be dead. I know your kind do not live that long. I'm not supposed to live this long either.
He's definitely not my kind, but yeah, no, they don't. Goga, how long you last for?
Not that long. 80 years, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
same goes for
he's
me,
lucky.
honestly.
I mean,
Yeah.
probably a lot
compared to
less
all
Cunningham.
everyone here, I'm gonna die soon. So,
But
yay.
we're talking about natural causes, not being slaughtered.
Yeah, but I think I only had like 50, 60 years of my life. Compared to everyone else, I don't think that's a long time.
What about you,
They
King
tell me I'm
Leon?
the oldest one of us here. Like,
Varys, can you jam them together? Can you just jam them? Can you just the pieces? Can you just
You
jam
want me
them
to
together?
whack my stones together in front of everyone?
I do actually.
I slap my hand a bit more.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
put it
do
right.
like
it
that.
You can do it
Hey,
discreetly
is it-
if you need to, if you're embarrassed. But like,
You know,
You want
yeah.
us
If
to
I
turn
don't do
around and not
yourself.
watch?
I hate you, Paz.
Oh shit, I misspelled
I'll pull
Magellan.
out. I'll like grasp my necklace. Is it doing anything? Do they do anything if I bring them closer together?
yeah.
Bring them closer together, they liquefy into a metallic nature as
Blech.
they begin to kind of comb together, forming into a specific piece. It seems as if it is the shape of a cube. It is missing one corner.
Fucking
So
prince. We gotta go kill that prince.
I was gonna say we've seen at least one of, if not
Oh
two of
man, I
these.
wonder
You
where
had
we saw that
one,
prince before.
and the prince had
Prince?
one.
The prince had one, and your former duke had one.
Back the ring.
But that goo thing was weird. Is this what it's like with all the stones? Because we've all got them. Are they all just like waiting to like jelly out and be cubes? Are there other
Now,
dragons?
I'm out. Wait a minute. You
There
say
are
we
other
all have these
dragons
stones.
in Arthuria.
I never said I had a stone.
But we
Well,
got.
obviously, we're
Aye.
not talking about you.
Okay, I'm sorry,
We're talking
Paz.
about those of us who we know do.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
have one? You're being very awfully defensive.
Yeah, we
I'm
took
not
them
being
out and we
defensive.
compared them.
I'm being
You're being
insecure.
very defensive about
No, I'm being very
questioning the
insecure
moment.
about myself, and I don't really appreciate how you're
You
doing
weren't
this to
there
me
when
right
we
now,
all whipped
Paz.
them out and we compared our stones.
You
That
all
wasn't-
are a rather strange bunch. I'm very surprised you all are chosen.
Well, we all whipped out our stones and meshed.
Yeah, me too. Me too, King.
Honestly, I don't think I ever whipped out anything.
It's
We're
amazing we made it
genuinely
this far.
confused every time someone tells us we're chosen.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Aye.
Paz knows he's chosen.
No one expands past
Leader,
the
my leader
chosen
said so.
part.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
and we
are
don't know.
Also, we handled the dragons. Knights of Beer, we handled that.
Apparently not.
Yeah, not well enough.
Wait, I mean, if
If
you're
there's
one of the
still-
Knights of Beer that handles dragons, why didn't you handle the dragon that smashed the bar?
Yeah.
It left almost immediately. It like clocked the friendship necklace and then ditched.
Well, you should have handled it. You should have said, "Hey, come back."
I think we
Here's the
honestly
water.
did. I think we honestly were like, wait, hold on.
Do you want a dragon to come back? Yes, sorry,
The
I'm the
pattern
only
was
sane
already
one here.
smashed.
I'm not
We don't-
insane. I'm logical. If she wanted to handle it, she could have just said, "Hey, come back."
How would you want
you
a
weren't-
dragon
you
to
weren't even
come
here.
back when it's the...
Is this? Do we need to have this conversation right now?
Probably not.
Seems as
I
if
don't
this
know
is a
what
conversation to
conversation.
have in private.
Yeah, most
Clasps
of
his
our
hands with
conversations.
booming clap.
For
Bring
the
them a
record,
table fit for those size.
the
and
banging
horns.
this out-
1d6 thunder damage.
Welcome.
Yes. Lots of drink, please.
Please, I want to go home.
Just saying, we banged the stones together and made a magic thing happen. So, like, you're welcome.
I mean, the smart thing would have been to kill the prince when we got there, but now we have to go back.
Now we have to go back.
Now we have to go
Back
back
to
to
And
the
there's
where?
gonna
What
be
prince?
more
This
dwarves.
I don't know what you're all talking about.
The-
'cause this
the
all
prince,
happened before I
the-
found you.
The Grey Dwarf Prince
no,
had a
no,
similar
didn't.
stone.
Grawl had one.
No.
Oh,
Do we have
him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
do we have to
loser.
kill him to get it? Can we just, steal it?
It's
He-
gonna be
I mean-
real.
he leaves.
He did not seem like the kind of person who would just give something like that up.
Personally, he just insulted the Duke, and the Duke wants to punch him until his face becomes goo.
I think he doesn't really get off of this chair. I think he might have arthritis.
He got off his chair to whack his own dude.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
that.
but
Right.
that was like 4 steps away, and then he sat
If
back
he
down.
chooses to sit down to receive his ass kicking, then that's his choice.
Makes it
Um,
easier, honestly.
You
No,
see,
I mean,
as
he's
the
sitting-
table is brought, there's little chairs. They're just kind of slowly pinching them into the table, right? And they're like decorating and furnishing it, right? And they're just kind of like moving around it.
dollhouse.
They seem to be very happy, right? This is like something they prepared for, and there's like almost like dust and debris on the table, like blowing it off. They've maybe had this table and everything ready to go for a very long time. They're just kind of setting it down. Little horns that they've carved out perfectly for each of you. There's some giant, it says chosen one on each one. They're like setting them down.
Guys,
Chosen 1-1, chosen
They-
1-2,
they
chosen
bought
1-3.
They bought that bounce house 5 years ago on a deal, knowing they were going to use it. Today's the day.
A large
Yeah.
keg kind of slammed down right next to you all. It seems to be a keg that's probably maybe 2/3 as large as you need, right? And it's just tapped with this large metallic thing that you're able to slowly twist
Oh.
around and dispense as much mead as your heart desires.
excuse me, King.
The Lord forgive me, for I'm about to sin.
For drinking?
I thought that was part
Aye.
of your religion.
Have your conversation. Drink as much as you want. I will make sure food is brought.
Just a quick
Is it
question.
Well, not
Is it
strictly speaking. I mean, Pelor doesn't say don't do it,
Yes.
but he doesn't say do it either.
Elf, speak.
Are you familiar with either the names Lady Sindar Elena or someone who might be a small child? We don't really know if they have grown up or they haven't even been born yet, but their name is Hadrid?
Hadrian.
Hadrid. Do either of these names sound at all familiar to you?
Lady Sindar Lane is a name that sounds familiar. I believe we have had reports on raids that we sent to different continents in our longships. Whenever we traverse through to the south of Arthuria as we make a round, that is a name that is spoken by some of the people that we kill.
Okay. In what context are they speaking it? Like, I hope she saves us before we're murdered, or like this, because of her, we're now getting murdered.
Usually in the terms of can bestow you much gold.
Okay. If you don't murder us?
Yes.
Cool. Just wanted to clarify. It's your business. I was just wondering. All right, down south. Thank you. Oh, I'm
Welcome
sitting
to the table. We got beverages, we got the meats, we got the food. Oh my god, I've been waiting
I like how no
all
one's
day
sitting
for
next
this.
to Taz.
You hear
Well,
King remark, music! Liven this place up.
oh my god, it's
Nothing's
so
gonna
great.
fill up a tankard. And he's gonna hold up and say, before we begin, a toast to our most fine and gracious host, to the king. Long may he reign.
Yeah.
King Grimar,
To the
King
king.
of Montag.
Okay.
See, as many of the other
Yeah,
giants raise it
right.
up, the king raises it up. Oh yeah. You chug it down. King moves back, sits down on his table, far behind. You see many different giants are now moving around. Other ones dressed in more regal clothing than you've seen, not really necessarily wearing armor, more of like robes and different stuff. They're almost like putting things down at the table, showing a sign of maybe like nobility, right? Legislation and other things, like more civilized culture than maybe you've expected for frost giants. Sees Leverus.
If I was expecting a party, I should have gotten dressed up. Someone
goes
should
to
have
the
told
table.
me.
Chosen ones, I bid you farewell. You will sleep here in the Great Hall tonight. Drink as much as you can, eat as much as you can. And tomorrow, I'm sure King Grimar is going to have me escort you to the dragon.
To the dragon.
That is all
Can
of
you-
your choice. That is what has been as prophesied. That is what you must do.
We just need someone to use more words when referring to the prophecy.
Like, mainly explaining the prophecy.
Like
What
the
is
verb.
the
We really
prophecy?
love the verb.
The great wizard has spoken that all of you will slay the spawns of Javarik.
Spawns plural.
Yes, well, Etherin is the last one, is which we believe. But he is
Gotcha.
protected, as the king has explained.
Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna go kill a dragon, is what you're saying.
If that
Don't
is
any
what
other
we
last piece?
unless there is stuff that you must do, yes. It of course it is all of your choice.
Drink.
It was said that the stone needs to be complete for that, correct?
Yes, the prophecy stated from the great wizard is that you would come here and you would get the last piece of your
Clearly-
stone, White Bearer.
Clearly, we missed a piece.
We know where the last piece is.
I mean, he did say when we come here, we'll get it.
How many wolves can we borrow to get that last piece?
In the morning, I will come with my pack, and if you must fetch your last piece, it'll be my most humble honor, chosen ones, to go with you on
Great.
that quest.
Or it
Can we-
could be the other way around. Maybe those dwarves are daft enough to come and try and attack this place.
Oh,
I don't-
In which
Dwarves are
case,
dumb. They're not that.
well, let
dumb.
him come and then we kill that prince and take the
I-
piece from him.
I don't think they build that many locks to then come outside.
Yeah, I think they might need more sunscreen.
They wouldn't make it here with. They wouldn't be able to make it to here within a single day. Not from where we found them.
Yeah, they're quite far away.
Can we have a couple giants also?
I
I
do
don't
not.
think they fit.
I do not
I
believe
don't
King
think they
Grimar
fit.
will send giants to fight.
I also don't think
Great.
they'd fit.
Tunnels were pretty narrow. Like
They wouldn't be able to get into a dwarf.
Just kick it. Just kick it in. We
I
just
mean-
need 3 good kicks. We're good.
kick a mountain.
Man, it would have been really convenient to kill the prince that insulted us while we were there.
Yeah. But I didn't want to die.
But I just don't want to, you know.
We can kill him like tomorrow. It's gonna be okay.
Just drink.
It's just really inconvenient. You know, we walked here, then we gotta walk back.
Hey, he doesn't expect us to come back. We got
You
the
don't know
element
that.
of surprise.
I
I
think we
mean-
can ride the wolves.
But now that he saw how fairly easily we walked in,
We did take down most of the encampment that was there.
well, that we saw was there.
Conversation you will
most-
have. Good night. I bid you all a farewell. Before Leverus leaves, you see the corner of his eye snaps towards you, suit. Just kind of licks the cheeks.
Goodbye, doggy.
Walks into the crowd of Frostgiant. They're beginning to kind of form. People are coming to you, right? More lively. People are cheering, embracing the the party or the soiree that is happening in current. Right. Seems pretty low
Do
key right
not
now.
leave me alone with any of the wolves, please.
Deal.
They make you nervous. So
Well, considering they could probably swallow me in one bite, yes.
For sure. Hands down.
Well, you don't worry, Soot. I'm always here. Cat on cat violence does not exist. Dog on dog violence. I mean, dog on cat violence
Yeah, I
does
was gonna
exist.
say.
You're telling me cat on cat violence doesn't exist?
I mean, we haven't fought.
yeah, there are a lot more cats than you two in the world. I'm sure. Somewhere right now, there are a couple cats fighting somewhere.
There's
I
also
didn't
a lot
think
more
about
large
this.
wolves than you here.
I didn't think about it too thoroughly. I was more or less interested in
Not being eaten by a wolf?
that and also drinking.
Would you
It's fair.
would
I'm
you
doing
fight a
right
wolf
now.
if it tried to eat soot?
Oh, I would protect Soot. Soot is more important.
But
than
you
random
won't protect your Duke when he's insulted.
wolf. Well, you didn't ask me to.
I believe I did. I said,
You didn't put your
No,
ring
We
on.
should
I
hurt
did the
this
we
ring.
man.
haven't.
I mean, Varys heard me. That's why he was ready to stay and start. You know.
He was closer than
Alright,
I mean than
look.
I-
Who wants me? Yeah. Who wants me to drink him under the table? Enough of this crap. Let's
You
have
have
some
fun.
fun.
I think Windsong looks like he's enjoying the drink. He'll take you
Oh,
on.
I love me some beverages, especially when I haven't really been able to have any relaxation within the last 5 days.
Yeah, I think the king said he'd be down for a little contest too. You think? Let's see if we can take him.
I'm in.
I believe in us. You know what? I believe let's take in all the competitions. Let's have a drinking competition. Let's have a a guitar off, as you could say. We used to say this in the college. We say this. We have bard offs. If I can find myself a bard, I will have a off with him.
Well,
mean,
they're
this-
playing music here, so I'm sure you'll find a willing partner. You handle the music, we'll handle the drinking.
You know what? How long do you think you're gonna go on this competition?
Dothan gets up, stands up on the table, and yells to the crowd. Excuse me, all gathered. Unless I misheard, I believe there was a king who said he wanted to see if someone who could take him under the table. And as I remind everyone, as I did before, there is, in fact, a dwarf in the room.
And the cat.
And a cat. And a more than willing elf who participate in this competition. So what say you, Your Highness?
See, as many people are kind of looking around and kind of cheering and shaking their heads and whatnot. You see his papers are still being handed. You see as the king kind of stands up from him, and some of the frost giants are kind of pulling him off the table. He takes the table and picks it up with one hand, just kind of shifts it out of the way, steps over the piece of lava, just like walking over the objects. Why not? What is it you wager then, dwarf?
Let's see here. What? Let us keep it simple, Your Highness. A simple 10 gold.
10 gold.
That's
Not to have a
nothing
king drink with you. Give me something more sentimental. Something that will be bridled and treasured in my great hall. That the chosen ones had made their appearance here.
Quick question, by the way. Did we?
Well, you
would
can't
it
have
count
my
as
hat.
a?
Yeah, we can't get a cat.
No, you can't take my hat.
That's your
I
hat.
took
Does
this
it
hat
count-
fair and square.
What's up, Happy?
Does it count as a short rest on our way here?
Yes.
Well, considering we're about to get a long rest too.
You
so-
are getting a long
Don't-
rest, yeah.
Oh, don't worry. This is more important about the now than later. This is like a.
I think I know it.
Short
Yeah.
rest feature.
Coming out of the
I
crowd,
will
you
offer
see
up.
there's...
I will offer up my ring that signifies I am the Duke of Harak.
a worthy
I-
from someone you've killed, yes?
Yes,
Aye.
that is how I became the Duke.
That is a great prize. I like that. Anything else?
You better not fucking lose that thing, I swear to God. I'm going to punch you relentlessly while you're bloated
All right.
drunk corpses under
Arctic
the
is not
table.
going to.
Dothan takes out the hammer and shows the ring.
That's my
It
ring!
says this.
You can't offer my ring!
This hammer and ring came from a fallen grey dwarf.
Oh crap.
Now, I don't not quite know much about who it is, but there is someone or something in this hammer who likes to shout at you if you hold it. However, this ring keeps them out of your head, along
That's
with
my
anyone
ring.
else who might try to pry around in there and find out what's going on.
Not only did you get it off a worthy kill, but it has significant magic. This is worth it in prize. I wager my belt.
Aye.
Sits
I
down.
wager-
Varys, I think I entered a competition
See
I
a
didn't mean
chair's
to
like-
enter.
Chair's pushed
Oh, yeah, you're in it now.
specifically for
Oh,
the
shit.
king. Sits down
Oh,
under
no.
the chair, holds out the horn as a large keg is picked up and just like tapped for the king and sets it down next to the king. Specifically a keg just for the king.
Varys.
We
I
will
would
drink
like to
until
wager-
one of us passes out.
It's my favorite when we do this.
With
I go
your
up to
head,
to
it's the
drink-
table or floor. You are out. You see as large pieces of just massive dire bears being dangled from pieces of timber and rope and different what are kind of hanging between two different frost giants. They have large kind of great axes that they're kind of chopping bits and pieces off, giving it to many of the giants at the table as they approach yours. They hold the carcass and the axe. They look to all of you, and then they kind of put the axe on the back and grab little tiny skinning knives as best as they can, taking off little slabs of the meat and just kind of slapping it down on the table.
I'm so here for all of the tiny things.
In addition, baskets, large baskets are kind of placed around the table, in addition to the kegs of berries, like juniper berries and other sorts of like tundra roots that you can just nibble on and eat. Very like a paleo-esque kind of thing going on. In addition to that, there is a large kind of bubbling wooden pot of some kind. They set it down next to the table. There's a ladle that they've kind of perfectly carved, and they kind of lean it against the pot of this large thing. Again, you'll have to kind of reach over and grab and dip the ladle in, but you'll be able to do it. And this female frost giant kind of bows, and it's wearing almost like a shaman outfit with a brown robe and different skulls, and trinkets are kind of dangling from the actual hair and the wrists and the belt that kind of wraps around the garb. And he sees the king. Good. Yes, maybe that will be for anyone who survives.
Bears, help!
So,
Your
Is there
Highness,
water?
King Grimar.
Water.
King Grimar. I would like to also enter into this fine and dandy competition.
Water for the chosen ones. You see, kind of the crowd slightly laughing and people like kind of hitting them in the shoulder and whatnot. And you see things that are almost going outside and collecting snow, right, to get it to start melting on some of the fires and things, specifically to have water.
I like this. I like this area.
Come on, Barlow Grick, we got this.
All right.
all right.
Shall we start drinking?
Oh,
Whenever you're ready, Your Majesty.
no.
First,
Wait,
I'm not ready.
do we have to participate, or can we just watch them? Just asking.
whoever
Are we
wants
forced
to do it?
whoever wants to participate can.
I'm participating. I got this. I believe in
thanks, dude.
myself.
I unintentionally
to
offered
wager
myself
something?
in. I didn't know what I was offering up.
Do I need to wager something as well, or?
No, the wager from the chosen ones is worthy for my belt. And
Okay.
what can I
Collective,
say? You
collective.
all will need it to be in your favor. Staring at all of you drinking.
Thank you.
I believe.
Excited
no.
to drink with you.
I'm not,
Yeah.
but
all
Takes
need
the
to just-
horn, just guzzles it down, drinks it all to the end, kind of rubs the lips and
Like-
takes a whole nother horn, drinks it easily, a second or two, just stares at all of you. Now you.
Nothing.
Comparatively, how is the size of the horns to me?
Absolutely.
The horn is 3 times the size of your body.
Yeah.
Excellent.
How the hell am I supposed to drink?
Nothing.
No, that your horns are
Oh.
normal. They have crafted
Okay.
specific horns for you.
We have
They actually
tiny
have.
horns.
They actually
I
say
thought it
chosen
came from-
ones inscribed
Just like I'm
into
just
the
gonna go
bones.
swimming in my own.
It's
I'd
like,
like to-
it's like an Italian mother-in-law's home where they
Yeah.
got the cabinet of china they never use.
Exactly. That's what they did. They made this stuff specifically for you, expecting you all to be here at some point in time, and now they finally get to use it. So that's what
So
you're
I have
getting
like
the
the
vibe.
shot.
of. People are
So
very
I have like
excited.
the shot glass of mead.
I'm adding my chosen one squad horn to my inventory, just so you know.
Okay. It's
We don't
equivalent to a pint, is what it is.
We
So
don't
will-
have Letterman.
so the rules of this
we
drinking
need these
game-
horns.
because this belt that the king has actually wagered up is a belt of giant strength. This is a real thing.
Yep.
This isn't just a joke.
Ooh.
This is actually wrote into
Ah.
the game. That
If I win
Oh.
this,
this
it's
is
fine.
actually a real thing that I wrote in.
Oh.
We will be rolling
you win it.
Constitution saving throws after each drink,
Right.
and the DC will become more difficult as we go.
Mhm.
Okay,
DM, I have a question.
what's up?
If I cast prestidigitation and make the alcohol taste like water, does that help someone in the party with the DCs?
No, it does not change the fact that they're drinking alcohol.
Still alcohol.
Still-
in it.
Yeah, I'll still ask you to do it.
You might be changing the taste, but you're not changing the contents.
Yeah.
I'll still ask you to do it.
Lots of different rulings on this. Does
No.
my poison resistance affect this?
Yeah. So if you have poison resistance, you'll have advantage, right? You'll have advantage on the throw. If you cast, so again, this is a real. So if you use like magic to try to cure yourself of the ailment, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not something that the king or any of the frost giants are not going to know that you're doing it. So they're going to try to roll perception. So if you are going to attempt to do that, what we go to is we do a sleight of hand, right? And then I will roll a perception just from the king, right, to be able to see because they're just at the table, right? So if you're gonna attempt to try to do like a restoration, right? So just an FYI on that. Those rules. So all right,
So sorry, what are we
A
rolling for?
question.
you are going to be rolling a
Constitution save.
Constitution
It's,
saving.
just those of us who are going to be participating.
Just the
in
ones
this
who are
drinking
participating in the drinking
Right.
competition.
A question. Considering my abilities, am I able to cutting words the giant king?
If you cutting words, if you use cutting words, right, you're going to be actually actively targeting the king, right, and casting magic. That's going to be something the king knows that you're going to be doing. So if you're indirectly, if you're going to help your party members, that's not targeting the king, right? And so the king doesn't immediately know that you're doing it, right? So
These
you
are
can get
saves, correct?
you can get away. Yeah,
It is
Constitution
some.
saving
It's
throws.
yeah. I
Yeah?
was like reading. It's for ability checks, so I was like, shit! It's not an ability check. Fuck.
That's it. And we're
Yeah.
doing those saves like now.
Yes, after each round of drinking,
Okay.
Well, I'm just
Oh,
gonna
it's
cast.
it's
First round of
based-
drinking.
and it's based on a DC, and the DC is going to get harder as we go. Okay.
I'm still gonna cast prestidigitation on Pass's drink and just make it taste like fizzy
Yeah,
water.
as I take the first sip. It doesn't. It
burns.
doesn't taste good.
And then I'm gonna cast it, make it taste flavor like fizzy water.
Oh, it just
And so the
doesn't-
second time you drink it, it should taste like fizzy carbonated water.
I mean, that's just,
Like a
that's just
soda.
water.
All right. So just
Yeah, exactly. That's what you wanted,
Paz,
right?
are you,
wanted
are
fizzy
you
water.
drinking?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
unintentionally, I unintentionally, I didn't realize what I was getting
You're
myself into.
You'll be the
I
last
almost
roll, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
you will.
Okay.
Jesus Christ! Naira has so many bonuses.
So Paz,
I
give us this Constitution saving throw.
I rolled real bad, so
Yeah, but you get so many bonuses.
I know
Jesus.
that's what's hanging me
So
in there. Wow, wow,
so
wow.
you see, as every
You
check
like
Paz, Paz is like, oh, it's water. Oh,
I
just
don't
straight
see my
up.
rolls.
Oh, pass.
You don't
You
see
might
your
make
roll
it.
at
Who
all?
knows?
Oh, I don't see any rolls.
All
It's 4.
It's 4.
You rolled a 4. You rolled a natural 2.
You rolled natural 2.
That could have been a 1.
It's going great, Paz.
I
Don't
see
worry
any
about
rolls.
You don't see anything in the chat. Did you see the other player's chat?
I see the player's chat. I see when people took short rest, but I don't see any other rolls.
it.
Interesting.
Well, at
that's
the
odd.
risk of everything falling apart, you could refresh.
Yeah.
I have no errors in my console, so I'm thinking that maybe this is
Take a minute to come in.
yeah, maybe just refresh. We're obviously not doing anything too crazy right now, so
Sip
This is
drinking.
unironically terrifying, as I don't want to fuck up.
I'm hyped. Best case, I win. Worst case, I'm drunk. I'm hyped. This is great.
Did
I
I
want
make
that
the
belt.
DC with a
This is
4?
a win-win.
want
Yeah,
that
you got
belt.
4, so.
all right. So as you begin to chug and drink Paz, you are overcome by the alcohol content of this particular mead. As you do, you begin to falter and almost go to the table. All right, and this
Yes.
is where we roll a second Constitution saving throw to stop your head hitting the table.
Oh.
Let it go, Paz.
Everyone
Let
It's
or
it
not just
go.
one.
Paz?
It's not one chance. It's 2 chances. Just Paz.
Okay.
Paz, you
There you
are
go, Paz.
Hey.
literally you're like buzz out. You go to hit the table, and then you pick yourself back up. You only get
There you go.
you only get one of those. Okay, so you get one.
I
If
want
you,
to get-
you
He just fucking used
You
it
just-
already.
Just
no,
need to
well,
eat
you
and
have
tap.
to use it, right? Because you didn't meet the DC. Right,
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's
Paz, the DC was really low, but you still mean you're just the alcohol's too much, and you go to hit the table, and you're able to get that second thing off to help
Paz,
keep
you
you
got
into the
this.
competition. But you are buzzed, right? You're like, you see Paz just kind of like sliding side to side. The king kind of
Do
looks
it, Paz.
King looks
There it
towards
is.
you. The little one has a tough time. Comes with a big palm of the hand, just kind of taps your head just slightly.
Giant
Yes,
ass.
this, I don't know if I'm used to
You can
this.
do it, Paz.
Another. So the king puts it down, refills it again.
Absolutely.
I cast prestidigitation to make sure that Paz doesn't taste like alcohol. It's like fuzzy water.
Oh, I'm rolling so bad.
Let's go, Paz! Let's
Alright,
go!
so you see as Paz goes in for a second drink, goes for it. Paz, you begin to sway side to side. You fall off the chair, head onto the floor. Paz, you're passed out drunk. Naira,
Okay.
Passed out.
you go in for a drink. You drink it all, and you see that you're slightly buzzed and you're tearing side to side. You just barely met the DC of that drink. You see, as the
I am
rest of you
saved by-
still holding strong, you're feeling great. You see as the king's kind of chuckling. Oh, another! Oh! Goes in for
Not the
the
two.
third one.
Oh Lord.
I'm being saved
So-
exclusively by bonuses. My rolls have been so bad.
Oof.
Ugh, such bad.
Oh
And this
no.
one bumped into an
Everybody
18.
failed.
All right, so as you see, as Gothig, you take it back. You barely meet the DC. You're swaying a little bit. Naira, you drink it. Your head goes for the table. Wing Song, similar effect. Please go ahead and make another.
That is a strong ale, my majesty. I'm enjoying it.
Sees Wing Song goes to pick himself up from the table from hitting the head, and he just slips off the edge of the table, just like rolls off, and you hear a small smack on the ground.
Fully
The king
breaks
just
your
starts
nose.
laughing, has just
Wasn't
absolutely
lucky
laughing.
enough.
You see his Naira, you go to pick your head up, and you're trying to sustain, and you just kind of slouch down the chair, and you roll forward and smack your head into the table. The only one left. I knew it would just be me and you.
I'm the
I'm
dude.
not surprised either, your majesty.
Well, another
Your
goes
majesty.
in-
Well,
goes in
before you
for-
drink, oddly enough, this little drinking helps with the worship of Pelor, as he is a god of the harvest. And I'm holding up my holy symbol. And can I use this as a sign of a distraction to cast guidance on myself?
All right, go
for
ahead.
this roll.
Go ahead and use a sleight of hand.
Okay.
And then
Am I passed out drunk, by the way?
Oof. Probably not.
Yeah, we drank.
As far as being
Uh,
passed out, so you are intoxicated. You have gone to the floor, but you are not like entirely unconscious, right? So you're not just like, right? You're not like completely out, where you just could not sustain your balance enough to be able to be upright, right? So I'm not going to make it debilitating enough that you can't like role play or anything. So.
Could I yell over to Thothig and say, I may be down, but you got this, Thothig, and give him bardic inspiration?
Sure. King
Hello.
Remar did not see you cast guidance.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh. With that
That's
roll,
great.
wow.
Got to get the nat ones out. Let me tell you.
Okay.
So it's just standing next to Varys, just kind of like, just kind of like, I can't talk right now. Just kind of pipes up, watching the revelry over there. Just goes, Pez is a very light drinker, isn't he? Very lightweight.
This is a very light.
As does it consume
sure.
the mind-altering alcohols.
And Wing
I
Song.
could have
I
my
never-
fun.
All right, your majesty. Let's do this.
Goes in for the
never
fourth
Wing
one.
Song
Ah!
orders liquor either.
Do you have guidance?
Actually, yes, I do. I'm just rolling that d4 right now. There we go. So 19.
Okay. So as you drink down the fourth one, 19, you just barely met the DC of the fourth drink. The king, unfazed. You are slightly, but you're kind of moving side to side. The king's refills it for a fifth one.
All right, your
You're
majesty.
nearing the heart of a giant yet. Begins to go for the fifth one, drinking
Right.
it all the way down.
Yeah, we'll stick with that. That should be good enough for this one.
All right, 23. You succeed as you do, taking down the fifth. You're kind of almost rallying, right? You're kind of pumping yourself up a little bit, getting up to the table.
I got a feel for the ale now, your majesty. Yes.
You see as the king, slightly little buzzed, right, swaying side to side, still succeeded. Goes in for the sixth.
God.
All right, yeah, no. Nah, we'll roll it straight.
I think Wingsong casted Barter Inspiration on you.
Yeah,
do.
so you
Yes,
have
you
that
did.
if you want to.
I haven't used it yet.
Except for now.
Come on. Come
Okay,
on.
we have 21. You see as Thonthig, you take it down. You begin to fall, headed for the table. I don't believe you've used your.
No, I have not.
You have not. So go ahead and give me another Constitution saving.
This one at advantage as well.
Yes, you have advantage.
Okay.
This is a nat 20 situation right here.
Thank
No.
goodness you
I
had
don't-
advantage.
yeah.
You see as you go for the table, try to reclaim yourself, and your head hits into the table.
Ah, I
This
should have cast
large
guys.
smack, and you see the king. I have won! All of you. This is a good show. Good show.
Thank you.
Yes. Now,
At least
you must all taste your food. Here, let me help. Goes.
Has
Looks
only
around.
taste the contents of his stomach.
Yeah! Begins to yell out in giant to the crowd. You see the similar one that set down the tea with the garb comes with a small bowl, places it just in the little palm of the hand, looks towards it. So tiny. Wouldn't have any effect on me, but should be good enough for all of you. Drink!
Is that a command?
Drink.
You drink and you
So
do.
just-
You're restored, no longer drunk.
I like that
Oh my
stuff. Can we bottle that?
It
I'd like
comes
that.
from high up. There's a particular type of flowering bush. The berries of this have a potent quality to make sure you can drink in the morning.
Yeah, that makes me
I
want
don't
to do
like
the
that
drinking game
feeling.
again.
Can you not get that to us? I wouldn't want my party members to be alcoholics. You know what I mean, right?
I see
Find
what you're
alcoholics
saying.
to go to meetings.
Drinking such as this, not exactly sustainable.
No, but it's fun.
My stomach still hurts.
Now, eat, drink if you'd like, and stay away from the tea until you are ready to sleep.
King Grima.
Before you go, Your Majesty, there is a matter of a wager.
Yes. Lays
I
down
take
the
off.
hand.
Take off the hammer, lay it in his hand, say quickly, Your Majesty. I don't know if you can wear this, but I take off the ring and I hand him the ring.
Gives the ring, looks towards.
You-
I will see about this talking hammer. And you, little one, puts down the hand.
I want to be the Duke.
I'm never
wanna-
too glad you'll get over it.
Does that mean I'm the council of King Grimar now?
I'll
You
hand
are
over the
employed, I
ring.
think.
I now bestow upon you the dukedom of Harak.
Well, be it as
Short
may, I will take these tokens, and they will be trophies in my victory this day. And I will remember all of you in your time here in the Great Hall. I will be back. Begins to stride off.
We gotta get
Oh,
some of
thank-
that potion. That stuff looks
I'll-
good.
We
Well-
need to get my rings back. Thoughtfig and I both lost my rings today.
Well, I mean, you lost in a fair wager. You know, that's how it
Hey, you
goes.
You
It was
did.
not fair.
The
Varys
Duke,
you
didn't
couldn't
tell
handle your
me.
beverage.
Varys never told me it was alcohol.
You seem
I
to
think
want to
we-
stop listening to me, so I figured you'd be good on your own.
but it was alcohol. It was fizzy water. Did you taste the fizziness?
I tasted the insides of my stomach.
Yeah, all those turnips you eat, bet that tasted real good coming back up.
They tasted delicious. Be jealous.
No, I'm not. I watched it.
Wingsong, you've never been one to hold your liquor very well. Why did you enter?
Because I had to get a good advantage for our friend Thorthig here.
You didn't have to
He
enter
could
to
use
do
a
that.
rallying cry as I give him good spirits and good tidings. You know,
You didn't have
one
to
must
enter
not
to do
let
that?
their ally alone into a battle. They fight together.
That's not a battle. It was just a drinking competition.
It's
a giant.
not quite a battle.
It's a
think you just
battle
went in
of the.
and
It's a
told
battle
yourself.
of your body's strength.
Ah, lad, I didn't have much confidence in being a giant and drinking, but I thought, what the hell? It's
Hey, you
fun to
did
see how
really
far I
good,
can
though.
take him.
nonetheless.
You really
I did take him pretty far.
You did. I
wanna
think
know
if
what his,
if
Very
you lasted
far.
one more time, you would have won.
That's possible, lad. It's
I
possible.
think you lost my ring.
Yeah, I
You
drank for
lost your
fun.
ring.
That was
I mean, I lost the dukedom ring. He lost the other ring. But I
So
had
we're back
given
when we
him.
started zero rings. It's okay. Rings of power are always scary.
Paz,
I
what
mean,
about
now
my
I only
job?
have one ring left.
What
The
about
ring
my job,
wasn't what
Paz?
you'd call a ring of power. All it did was keep people out of your head. And
A
that's obviously why you
a
wore it, because
magical
of their
ring.
voice.
Guys, I think
Paz,
we
do
could
I need
probably
to get
drink
a new
again.
job? Do I need to get a new job? Gilligan, does he need a new job?
Yeah, y'all.
mean,
He's not a duke
I'm
anymore,
no
so
longer
the
the
Duke
Duke.
Council's dissolved.
It's like only 11. We could probably do that whole thing again. We could probably just keep
No,
drinking.
it's like we were told that we came in like past midnight, so
Yeah, you're
Were we?
at this point. You're definitely in the
The
next
clock
day.
hasn't
Yeah, I
changed.
haven't changed it yet, but just going through, in your mind, it's been time. Right? Food's been set down, table's been. You've had a whole conversation here. It's easily been an hour and a half, so put it right, probably like 12:30 then.
Yeah.
You know,
Our mistake
12:30.
was we should have ate and then drank. Now we've eaten. Should probably.
But I didn't get my bard competition.
Some of us who have to
I
sleep
don't
should
care.
probably sleep.
such
I mean,
as
go talk.
yawns.
Go up there to the music people and just start jamming.
Don't tempt me, Paz. I will.
Do it. You won't do it.
I'm with him. I don't think you do it, lad. You don't seem to have the stones.
Well, I
Not
have
your
this
Duke
stone, and I
anymore.
show up my gold. I show up my gold stone, and if I do shit, uh, I'll do it. And I go up to wherever the music is, and I go, Yodele hoo motherfucker, I want to go against you in a bard off. Yeah, that's right, bard off.
Okay, so you go into the crowd, slightly off map, right? You're seeing that there's a couple of them playing these really interesting string instruments as well as air, right? Kind of almost almost like a wind flute type esque. They kind of stop and look towards you, and they kind of look. And one speaks in common. It would be my honor, chosen one.
No problem. I'm a man of the people. We got to have fun, and your fun's starting now. We're having bard off time. You know what a bard off is?
I am unfamiliar. Is this something small folk do?
Yes. When we go to college, we learn professionally or from your teachers. You do something as a final test of your true strength as a musician.
Mm,
And you know what? I will be your examiner. I will see how good you are, and you will have to go against me in a bard off.
I see. I will try my best, chosen one. Let us start. All right. Begins to go off in a bard off. Bard off. I'm gonna roll a performance.
What do I have to roll?
You need to roll a matching performance check.
Okay. So as he plays, I get out my family heirloom, the sham, and I roll really badly.
17. You see, as inspired by your presence here, Wing Song rolls a nat 20. Inspired by the presence, just starts jamming out on the wind flute, just playing a beautiful melody. Can't help but to be swallowed into the whole thing. Drawn.
And
Round one
Song
of
looks like that backfired.
Hey, there's also an encore. There's 3
You
rounds.
see,
It's
as he
best out.
just into it, not even listening to you speak or anything, just full into the music, stops. Was that good,
There's three-
chosen one?
Oh, it was
Hello.
amazing. What is your name, my friend?
My name is Rockthar.
Writes down Rockthar.
Dude, he's even got a cooler name, stage name than you.
Hold on, you shut the fuck up, Pez. You know what? You want to go for another best out of 3. Best out of 3.
Of course,
Really
chosen one. We will play as much as you want. I will be happy to oblige. Plays again.
Can
Okay,
What's up?
wander over and actually kind of start helping Wingsong out?
Sure.
You can do like
advantage.
percussion.
Well, actually, no. It's like so it's gonna do like little magical effects with the fire and
Okay.
whatnot.
Yeah. So.
Oh my god!
You're
And you
kinda
know
doing
what?
magical effects, causing it. The
Minor
scene.
illusion, the fires,
So
whatnot.
You
yeah.
like, yeah.
So
Okay,
do a
so
performance with advantage, and you see as the crowd now kind of pushes Pat a little bit out, forming a circle right around you all, and some are kind of clapping and cheering towards the music. You see as
Okay.
Rockthar begins to play, begins misstep on a few notes becomes anxious. Go ahead and roll.
How do I do it? Roll at advantage
Hold down
again?
and Alt.
Hold down Alt.
Click it. Oh, that's right. Doesn't have 21.
21.
21. So you're outperforming the groove, right? You're coming back and you see many of them kind of clapping. You see Rockthar is kind of almost embarrassed, just like stops playing midway through and just kind of stares at you and just kind of watches as you finish your performance. You see many of the giants take out coin. They kind of begin to chuck it outwards. The coin itself, massive medallions of pure gold that's been smelted down from their plunder. In total, as currency that you can use, it's about 312 gold pieces if you were to turn it into euro. So you can pocket 312 gold pieces.
Nice.
312?
Yep.
Tommy did a good job.
You, Rockthar, you did amazing.
Thank you.
You did amazing.
Your music was so empowering. I fumbled. I apologize.
You don't need to apologize. You did amazingly well. And you know what? As a final encore, why don't we do a duet together?
Duet. I would be happy. Begins to play with you alongside. Go ahead and roll a performance with advantage.
Okay.
I'd say
right
if
before we
it's-
play
it's-
again, I'm gonna grab onto my stone, and it's basically my lucky stone, I guess. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, and rockstar it out.
Ooh, so close.
Which
1v1.
which stone are you grabbing?
My gold gemstone. I'm like, yeah, rockstar.
So as you begin
I
to
don't know
focus
if-
on it, you're beginning to play. Your vision and the music about what you're seeing begins to slightly fade, and the music around you, the crowd itself, begins to stop.
Oh shit! Did I do a bad thing?
Oh,
This
you
is
get in
meant
your
to
own
be
vision.
like. Oh fuck! I just meant for this to be like, yeah, it's my lucky rock. That was gonna be the joke.
You stand next to a large metallic razor, large radius, about 20 feet in width. You see as it's billowing this blue flame from these odd colored black and golden rocks. In a large cavern you stand with stalagmite pillars of gold as they kind of shoot upwards, embodying themselves into the top of a cavern with almost near 300-foot ceiling height. Your vision is extended as the floor and these stalagmite pillars of the cavern, they reflect, right? So they're bouncing the light off of each other from the actual outside. It is day. As you see the cavern entrance behind you, about 80 feet or so away, it's large and open, but it seems to be finely crafted, finely built and constructed, as there are baskets and other trinkets and things that are laid out on the edge of the cavern. As the snow that is outside, much of it is melted. It seems to be completely off of the rocks that are of a smooth, kind of a darkened granite color. You see as the trinkets themselves are like seashells, clam shells. They're like different sorts of odd-shaped berries and branches, blankets that have been woven silk, and other sorts of white, referred to as white linens. They're not necessarily dyed to a darker color, but rather a lighter color. The opening in the cavern above is these pillars that kind of move themselves up to the actual opening in the cavern above at that ceiling height, as it's domed, is an opening that light as well as shooting down, suggesting that there is a opening on the actual ceiling up to some other level, right? Which you imagine with the light has to be outside. The hole itself is massive. It's huge. It ranges about easily 60 feet in radius, and it's kind of shooting down with further of these stalagmites kind of pulling themselves down and helping kind of reinforce the cavern. The brazier in front of you, glowing with this flame, begins to kind of shimmer and shake. It's slightly above your level as it's rounded up towards it with the floor. It's golden. And as you kneel down and touch the material, it seems warm, embracing your hand and kind of swirls itself with a magical presence and energy. Beyond that, the cavern is quite naked. You don't see any sort of other, exit. There's no other kind of treasure that's around here. There's just nothing. It's just this brazier. As you hear the fluttering and different sounds of wings, you hear a slight roar that's up into the air. As it roars outwards, it's more like a lion. Let's get a more dragon one. Yeah, it's see as a golden dragon comes down from the surface of the cavern and lands right behind the brazier. This dragon is about 150 feet long. It does curls its wings back together and kind of waltzes up to the brazier, moving in a slight fashion as many of its different tendrils and extra eccentric pieces of its scale kind of sway back and forth. It gleams and glows, very magical, the light of this cavern as it approaches the brazier. Gets a large sigh, stares through the flames towards you. Bearer of the gold stone, I am Horan. You are having a vision as you concentrate on what has been bestowed to you. You must find
Hello.
me at the highest peak in Mount Chris. Go through the desert. Reach those that serve me, the Belknap. They will take you to this place. There we will meet. Farewell.
Okay.
Stands up slowly as the fire kind of burns brighter, giving off this glow and this hue. Kind of raises its neck up, just kind of looks towards you with these eyes that pierce you of gold, just staring into your soul. And the music begins once more as you're brought back to where you were. See the crowd cheering around you as you perform brilliantly. More coin is given to you. A little bit less, as most of the coin was thrown out already. You get 62 gold pieces worth of gold as they're throwing it about. Some of this is silver, so different currency, but I'm going to constitute it to gold so it's easier.
374 altogether.
Yep.
659.
Congrats,
Am I, like-
Ringsong.
Wingsong is just after he collects, during and after, he's just got this like face of complete bewilderment. More than he has been with just learning that Soot can talk, more than he has with anything else. When he returns to the table, it's like he has something has completely estranged from all what he could have ever imagined could have happened.
You
Just
okay, buddy?
happened to him. I had-
Ringsong.
Wing song here. Oh jeez. Oh no.
Alright, what happened, lad?
I had a virus. I had a virus.
What's
You had a
that?
Varus?
A
It
real
happened?
pain in the ass moment?
Real Jesus.
What are y'all even talking about?
You're a pain in the ass sometimes.
Pain in my mind. Jesus
I'm the pain
Christ.
in the ass.
Sometimes, yes.
I'm gonna get out my stone and show it to them and be like, I have shiny rock. Does it do anything? Is it glowy?
Did it?
Is it?
No.
Nah, lad, it's just a stone.
Just a stone.
This isn't.
Why? What happened?
It is a very shiny rock, though.
It is my stone. And I was playing the music, and something cray happened when I was playing the music with Rockthar, that great bard over there. He passed my test.
He is great.
He
What
passed-
happened to you?
Yes, the music was excellent, lad.
Keep
You did very
going.
well.
Stay on focus.
I saw things. I saw
Okay.
so many things. I saw a big open cave. So many fine things in there. The ground of warm, magical gold. It was amazing. There was
You had
this
a vision.
giant, well, not necessarily giant, but big razor. Yes, a vision. That's
Maybe
his
that
word that
stuff
you use
didn't
in
help
this
him, and
language.
he's still suffering the effects from the drinking contest.
Did you see
It-
anything other than gold?
Oh my god. You don't understand what I saw. I saw a dragon.
You saw a dragon? Was it white?
No, fuck that dragon. I don't know anything about that one. But oh wait, Ithran was. Shit. But I didn't see that one. I saw a different dragon. I saw one that is related to my stone. I think it is a big, big dragon, gold, 150 feet, biggest fucking dragon I could ever imagine could exist.
What was it?
It
What was it doing?
it was talking to me. It it was talking to me through the brazier. I was on the other side. It spoke through me with the words that it knew from its dictionary in head, and it told me that his name is Horan, and that it is my duty to meet him in Mount Chris.
That's miles away. Did he say why?
To we have to work together. I think I
Is
think
it gonna
he
be
is.
like Varys' dragon, where it's gonna smash a bar and then try to kill us?
No, it's inside of a mountain.
Is yours
There's no
evil? Because this
bars.
one seems to be evil.
I mean,
It didn't seem to be very evil. It seemed just to be my, like, just, I don't know. I didn't, I mean, I only saw it for so long. After it told me that I have to meet it at Mount Chris, I have to, um, I have to travel through the desert to get to Mount Chris at Doorknob
the
is what I
desert I'm in.
understood
Let's
it to
go.
be.
So,
I'm tired of the snow.
so
He did that
refer
with-
to. I'm gonna go ahead and type some names in chat so you have them.
Thank God.
So refer to itself as Horan. Referred to as the place you need to go is the, like, I'm gonna say top peak in Mount Chris, and then explain that you need to travel through the desert, which is referred to as the Crystal Desert, and meet the people that worship him, which are referred to as the Bell Knock.
Oh shit, I got so close.
You were close. Yeah,
I
you
said
had-
doorknob.
Yeah, you were very close.
See, this
About
is why
what?
you don't want me to have the memory vision things, because I don't remember things.
But
It's
you
hard
did
for
it
me
with
to
your
remember.
stone?
I was playing music and I held on to my stone, just so happy and so excited and focused on what I was doing, and all of a sudden it was like a fade to black, and I saw the vision.
Poke his
I don't.
stone.
I focused a lot, really hard. I was doing so well and so happy. So well that I got so much money. I'm rich now, I feel. I feel so moneyful.
Speaking of, are you going to share any of that with me? I did help you.
Did I see him help me?
Yeah.
You know what, Soot? You're talking now more than you should, but you know what? You deserve a little gift. As my best pal, my best friendly cat, I'm gonna say this in meow meow. You did it. You were so great as a buddy. You helped me. I think you really helped me win there to get all that money. And I go up to his purse and put in 50 gold.
Wow. All right.
And I say that in meow meow, all in meow meow. You owe me one also, because I gave you the money.
You owe me one for giving you pyrotechnics.
What? Oh yeah. I mean, I
Can
feel
I
like
s-
I could have done that myself as well, but I really appreciate the pyrotechnics. I don't know how to do that. Meow meow.
Can I see your stone?
Um.
Just hold it
Yes.
up.
Question.
Yep.
I'll hold it up. I have it in my hand. You're looking at it. It's gold. Don't poke it.
Poke it.
Stop poking it.
Starting to think there's a dragon
This is
associated
this
to
is
each one of these
literally
stones.
this is a
Yeah,
very
it's feeling-
important
it's
stone
feeling
to
like-
me.
I take my ring and I try to knock it into the other stone.
Our powers combined.
Nothing happened.
Form of.
Can you stop hitting my stone?
For now. My stone doesn't look any different.
Yeah,
Does
but
anyone-
mine's gold. Mine literally does look different.
I mean, is anyone else feeling glowy or weird?
Not currently.
No.
I don't see
Should we
why
all
it
think
would.
really hard on
Mine
our
already did the
stone?
weird thing though.
I know yours is on fire. I guess I was asking everyone other than Varus who's
I
still
mean, why was your dragon
almost
evil, but his
exclusively.
isn't evil?
Mine's
'Cause
not
each
evil
dragon's
because I feel
different.
like it's a different.
There's something I've seen his dragon before too,
What?
and others.
What do you mean you've seen?
When we were leaving the prince area, I had a brief vision, saw multiple dragons.
I'm
You
happy
didn't-
this
His
is
was
now.
one of them.
Does everyone here not know the two types of dragons?
There's
I
metallics
do.
and the others.
There's
Well,
metallic.
I've only
there's
ever
no,
Well,
seen
magic
dragon,
dragons, they're called.
and it smashed a bar.
Okay, so
this,
you had
well, this one
you
was
had a
very
vision.
magical. He's a very magical dragon.
Did you see a gold dragon and a white dragon in your vision?
I only
Mhm.
saw
I saw.
the gold. He saw a lot, I guess.
What did
Yeah.
you? What were they doing?
Hard to say. It looked like sacrificing one of them to me.
Which one?
A red
Ooh.
dragon was sacrificing, or at least doing something with a silver dragon. Didn't
You-
look friendly.
Uh-oh. Who's red?
That one's me. That's mine. I look at my stone. Can I? It doesn't look any different. There's nothing.
The
Can
red
I-
one's the biggest.
So, I've got this eternal flame going, sort of internally, related to being a knight of Burr. Can I try to almost trance and focus on that, and then focus on the stone?
Okay. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Not very wise.
Oh,
So as you trance
I'm
and
gonna-
you focus on your stone, you're feeling that there is a connection to your stone. You feel that there is something to it. You're not sure what it is. You're trying to search in a similar fashion of what was described. Wingsong is described. And you're pulling from that. Nothing comes to you.
I'm gonna practice this. This is gonna be like the sword thing. This is a work in progress.
I think did not happen for you.
No, but it felt weird, and that's the bare minimum I need to keep trying at this.
Okay, I think my idea, my hypothesis is that you have to be doing something really well or really like focusing on something. Because for when I did it, I was playing music like a fucking boss. So
I was just walking through a hallway when mine happened, though.
You're just naturally
maybe you're
good
just
at
really good at walking. Maybe that's your job. You're walking.
That's
do
my
travel.
job, to walk.
this. All right, so I guess
I wish life was that easy.
I think we all
You can
would,
be
yeah.
walking guy.
yeah.
You can be walking guy.
I wanna
can
be known as the walking
singing guy.
All right, I'll try again next time I'm killing something. I'll see if it works
Yeah.
then.
Next time you're swinging sword
Maybe
about
focus on
that thing.
killing more than the stone. Just
or do both.
Like
Do
it
both.
just feels like both are priorities, but I will.
Did it
keep
seem like
going.
time passed when I was having my vision, or was it
Nope.
like fade to black and time didn't pass until?
Nope,
I
you
was
got
done with the
weird
vision?
fast.
You are not sure how much time that performance was.
Okay.
Man, I've never seen someone do a 3-hour sham solo, but you really killed it.
I'm happy you know what the
3-hour
sham
sham
is, sir.
solo.
I
Y'all
didn't.
have a problem.
I don't think I ever
Yeah.
mentioned the fact that
It's
I
called
pulled out my
exhaustion.
sham.
That's so
I just
good.
said family heirloom with trinkets on it.
That's awesome.
Oh, you said sham.
Give it to
You
the
said
Grateful
Sean.
Dead. I'm
Said
sure you
Sean.
figured it
What-
out.
Yeah, you said Sean.
Oh shit!
Why
Oh,
wouldn't I
yeah.
know what a sham is?
I don't. You're.
You think I,
didn't
don't
cut-
have music? You think I haven't heard and seen them instruments before?
We figured you could only
Yes.
listen to the leader's private collection.
I mean, yeah, he happens to be a big sham enthusiast.
Who are we talking about?
The leader.
Some guy called a leader. I really don't know
He's
either.
a wonderful
because-
person.
He's very
who
passionate
leads
about
passes
him.
through all his decisions and made him as great as he is today.
What? Am I the leader?
No,
Has
No.
you're clearly not the leader. He's an actual physical being.
And
He's
he's
an
a
actual
shaman.
person.
She's a sham enthusiast.
He?
Yeah.
Presumably he. Not fair to judge. I mean, it's the leader.
What did he
Transcend
identify
all.
as? You lived with him for years.
They transcend all.
Transcend
You know
all,
what?
so
You're right.
go.
Bards do transcend all, but we keep ourselves humble because we know we can
I'm
fucking.
not talking about you. You're just a joke.
Oh gosh.
That
All
was
right.
a bit rude,
Okay.
Paz.
Got
Paz,
personal
you don't realize,
fast.
Paz, you don't know what you're messing with.
I
right
think
now.
he's just upset because he lost his ring and now he has no authority.
Talking about my leader, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of posturing.
I would like an apology.
Your leader left you, Paz.
I'm sure you would. I would like to be a duke again.
There it is.
You're,
Can
you know what, Paz? You're a duke to us all. You're a duke in our heart.
Yeah, Paz, why don't
Can
you become
I-
your own leader?
I minor illusion the Duke's ring and just have it pop up on the table in front of Paz?
Sure.
I'm not falling for this trick again. I did it once.
Don't worry.
But-
I go up to Paz and I pat him on the shoulder and I whisper
Ooh,
to
the
him,
music.
I have
Sorry.
the real ring. And I go in my pocket and I cast a minor illusion. I do the ring. And I give it to him. It's the real one. Trust me, I'm your counsel. I always am with you.
You're not his counselor.
I
he has
swiped
no
it off
counsel
of him
anymore.
when he was stumbling away
disbanded.
drunkenly.
No, you didn't. You were down on the ground with me.
Yes, but when you were looking away, I went over and I grabbed it out of his pocket. I went away to go play music. Do you think I just played music? No, I'm a loyal.
No, apparently you
Council
went on a
member.
whole mystic quest with golden dragons.
Yeah. Speaking of
Yes, but-
dragons and bad choices, of which we are excellent at, a lot of violence tomorrow/later today. And I know I'm not the only one who uses spells. We might want to get some sleep or trance or anything.
Yes, Paz is still very much three
Yeah,
quarters
Paz, you're
dead.
still low key bleeding out. Some of the alcohol went straight back out of your body when you swallowed, so
Yes.
we should.
Guys, you can
Yeah.
admit if you're allergic to alcohol.
I'm not allergic to alcohol.
He said Paz.
Oh.
I mean, not Paz. I mean, better. You should.
I'll drink just fine. I just don't need to stroke my ego in front of a literal giant.
I just was.
Are you
looking for a
saying
reason
I
to drink.
stroke my ego?
Oh no, you don't stroke yours. Yours is just everywhere.
Okay, that's more accurate.
Yeah, it's possibly elite.
Mine's more like a balloon.
That's also very easy to pop.
That's not what you know what? The better example, mine is like a map.
He handled that giant bard, outperforming him quite graceful.
Exactly. I feel
Surprising.
like it was quite graceful. I gave him props and I duetted with him. He is a great
Quite
bard,
enjoyable.
And if you mess with Rockthar, that's his name by the way, Rockthar.
I would never.
Now always remember it. And
I
anytime
respect
I see a
Rockthar.
bard, he is a great guy.
Rockthar is
He's
a
gonna
great
be a
stage
rockstar.
name.
Guess it because Rockstar.
Got him.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that was really funny. Okay, maybe I need to sleep.
So as we settle down for
do.
the night, right? So eating's there, the tea, no one touched that. Drinking, obviously, the king has yet to.
Actually, Thorfig was going to go drink the tea.
I'm going to
Right.
touch the tea because you said to
Yes.
drink the tea
I want to
before
drink
I
the
go to
tea.
sleep.
I
Yeah.
love
Yes,
I'm
the
going
tea.
to.
That.
Yeah, I think we
You're
have
not
to
gonna not drink the
I was just
tea.
going to do a broad. So Kalan and Timothy are there. They're not at your particular table, right there.
They're in the
put at-
corner
they're put
somewhere.
at a different
Yeah.
table. To
What
give
about
you
the
food,
third
whatnot.
guy? He sounded cold.
Not
Oh, Burrow.
considered chosen ones. Burrow. Who knows what happened to Burrow? Burrow is.
Burrow's with
He-
the goats,
Burrow.
guys. He's
Burrow's with the
holding it
goats.
down with the goats.
The ghost
He's
that
turned into
can't
a
goat.
let run.
So who all is drinking the tea?
I'm done with Ken. I'm drinking
I
the
am.
tea.
Thorfig.
I think,
everybody's
most of
gonna
us
have
are.
an-
Everyone but
except
Soot.
for Soot.
All right.
Everyone but Soot.
So
The
as
ch-
you,
the king
as you
hasn't
take the
killed us yet.
ladle, there you can either put it in your horn or just drink it straight from the ladle. As you kind of pull it out, you drink this tea. This tea is a mixture of different psychedelic and paralytic leaves and berries. As you
Say
take
hi.
it, you're kind of overcome by pleasant hallucinations, and you're feeling a paralysis that's just kind of drifting you off to sleep. You can choose to try to save from these effects, or you can just go to sleep. as many of the giants, now that the night is nearing its end, are actually just rolling out hides and putting up blankets and things just on the Great Hall. It's a very traditional thing. After a night of drinking and feasting, the chosen ones are here, you sleep right where you drink. So people are just kind of laying down their stuff, getting ready. Fires are being stoked for the rest of the night. Cheering begins to kind of subdue, and the music stops.
So,
Furthing
Could I
lays down
try
at
to
the
save?
table.
Because I want to go to my room.
so
No,
do
Yeah,
Furthing's
I want a
laid
room.
down right at the
We
table
don't
where
have
they
a
ate.
room.
He's sleeping right there.
We don't
So-
have room.
so do you
No
want to
room?
curl up by the fire?
Oh,
I don't think I
I'm
want to.
going.
You know what? The fire
It
sounds warm. I'm just gonna
looks
chill there
so
too.
warm right here.
There's
I'm.
actually
I want
lava,
to.
by the way.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah, yeah.
lava. I
I'm
don't
not.
feel
I'm
like
not going
catching
in
on
it.
fire.
Yeah, it's warm. It's not uncomfortable. It's just warm.
I have fire resistance. It's fine.
So we'll sleep on the stairs close by, but
Do we actually not have a room?
There are no rooms. This is it, guys.
Great Hall. They said we were
Fuck.
sleeping in the Great Hall
He said
tonight.
we sleep in the Great Hall.
Which is what most of the giants are doing
Yeah.
in here. They're just laying
It's
out
very
and sleeping.
traditional of this culture.
It's actually very traditional in history context, like modern day.
Mhm.
This is actually exactly, if you look at any sort of hall,
Viking long halls and stuff like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Mhm.
This
People would
is
sleep.
exactly what you do, right? You just
Right
go to
there.
sleep.
Common room.
I stay out in your friend's bathtub. Fine.
Yep.
All tradition.
That
All
persisted
tradition.
into like the Renaissance times.
It did, yeah. It lasted for a very, very long time. So, as you rest up for the night and kind of overcome by these effects, all of you gain a nice deep sleep and a long rest. Going to advance some time, obviously, to when you all would wake up with an 8-hour long rest. As you see, most of the actual giants that are in here have kind of cleared out, right? You're hearing many of them kind of trudging and slamming as they're kind of picking up their belongings and getting out of the Great Hall to go about their business for the day, right? Depending on what other trade or what they do. The king has not returned. You see the smashed throne that's up there in the landing and the table at the backdrop. King, wherever the king went, it was disappearing into the crowd of frost giants to the backside, roughly west of the actual map here. With that long rest, we'll go ahead and take a break then. Take our 10-minute break so people can go use restroom and get drinks and whatnot. Is there any questions though before we go to break at all?
I'm
Dead.
happy.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
that's a
Our friendship has been going through some challenges. Not as hard as that drinking one, but like similarly.
That was
And
pretty rough.
that was
Not-
rough. But
Did not
here's the
enjoy.
thing. Yeah.
Did you
I
know
think
that was only my 3rd time ever consuming alcohol?
you've done it 2 other times.
Varys tricked me once.
Oh,
It was not treachery.
oh, was that in the tavern? R.I.P. the tavern.
Yes.
You asked me for that.
We're not talking to you.
It was so long ago.
I'm
Listen,
right here.
We're having a conversation. Stop listening.
What? Varys, we're talking about friendship right now. It's really important.
Oh right, I don't have friendship. Walks away.
No, you have friendship, but like
Yeah.
you don't like
Walks away.
you don't like talking about it, Varys.
No,
We're working
I mean,
on it.
he doesn't have
Nothing's
friendship.
watching this, just chewing out some of the raw meat.
He just has dreams of dragons that doesn't tell us about them.
I know he doesn't share anything, but he's.
Can you believe that guy?
It actually
Won't
took
tell
him
any
less
of you
than
anything.
this time. It did not take him. He did actually tell us, and it took less time than any of the other times where we found out on accident. So, like again, growth.
I mean, if he doesn't tell me things about himself, I just make them up.
Honestly,
You make them up anyways.
I got you a gift.
Oh,
It's not as good as the ink and the pen.
oh! I hope it's a new spade.
I wish it was a new spade, but they didn't give me a lot of options in the forge. So I got you
Oh.
a staff of friendship quarterstaff.
Oh,
I know it's not a spade, but I hope that it's like okay and we can work on
oh!
this.
Wow! I mean, this truly is friendship.
I know it's not a spade. You got to push through on this one.
Man,
Stop
that
to say
looks
thank you, Paz.
that looks fantastic.
You could probably still dig with it if we're
You
being
know,
honest.
it doesn't. I mean, yeah, it's great. It doesn't have all the
It
dents
doesn't glow. I will
and
say
the
that.
splinters that mine has. The character.
I know
And
those
it's
are
made
but-
from the same tooth that tried to eat you.
I did that. Thank you, Varys. I appreciate
Oh,
you. Yes.
excellent! I'll always have a memento of from when
Think
I
of
was
it
going to
less-
be eaten by a large
think of it-
creature.
Think of it less triggering and more exciting.
You still
I
never
mean-
said thank you.
I mean, I greatly appreciate this gift of something
Thank you. I choose to believe you.
of a friendship staff that
This
I'm sure will
blacksmith
get
make-
more use than the axe I gave you.
I did use the axe. I just didn't use it as much as the evil sword.
Is
which
this
made
going
it
to
enough.
talk to me?
I genuinely don't know anymore.
Okay.
I did not. It hasn't talked to me yet.
The blacksmith here make that quarterstaff, eh?
Yeah, you
Ah.
should go see him. He'll make you some tight shit.
Second part, you should go. Yeah, talk to him. We weren't sure
Oh.
what to. We weren't sure what to get you
You can,
outside of like a little
Alright.
tiny.
oh, I mean,
Well, I'll be
guess-
back then.
I guess I
filthy
could
gold.
find a way to attach the stones to this as well.
Here's a thought: you could just take both of your quarterstaffs, put them together, just lash them.
I mean,
Slash-
that would create a half stick, and that would be like twice the size of me.
You can handle it.
It'd be very much unwieldy.
Filthy will walk out to go to the blacksmith.
All right, trying desperately a friendship with you makes me hungry, so I'm gonna eat something, and then
You should try this. You should try the gruel with salt.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some of that raw meat in it, but that sounds good.
Oh no! That's gonna. Oh, okay. Well,
in your-
you know.
Not in yours.
Oh,
Just in
okay.
mine. Just
That's
in
fine. I
mine.
don't care anymore. Varys,
Huh.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my god, what a beautiful friendship that's been forming between our party members and fellow adventurers.
Yeah, we had a really good jam one time in a mountain, but this is a wound that takes time. Can I borrow you, Golden Bard?
Is that I have a name,
Right.
but yes, I'll follow you.
Thank you.
Scary evil sword lady.
Hey, you know what? I'll take that.
Shit.
I maintain the sword was evil. But like really good at killing. It's like uncomfortably convenient.
It is a bit uncomfortable for me as well. It's kind of scary.
All right, I'm gonna need. I'm
Sorry.
sitting.
Fine around.
as close as I can to this lava, trying to pull some of that fire from it. Not really sure how this magic thing works. I could use a bit of inspiration from you.
If you can remember my name,
It's Wingsong.
fuck you, but okay.
Easy question, easy answer. Gonna borrow.
Okay. Well, what are you trying to do exactly?
Does
Just
that
get
does that influence the
yes,
inspiration for you?
yeah.
I'm trying to talk to this rock.
So you're trying to put the rock in the
No,
lava.
no. That would be crazy. I'm trying to sit near the lava in the hopes that it's helpful, and then I'm gonna try to talk to this rock.
Well, you know what? Fine. You know, fine.
I feel like this is a great plan, and I feel inspired by it, but I could use.
If I see you kind of fade out into existence and you're gone, I'll
Yeah,
put
don't
my
let me.
hand where you were. I'll make sure you stay here.
If you could spot the head, mostly that would be helpful because I don't want to fall back into it.
What if I look
Pro-
into your thoughts while you're doing that?
It's gonna be weird for you more than me. I'm gonna be talking,
Okay, that's
hopefully, to
I'm
a
fine
rock.
with weird. I'm a fucking cat man.
Valid. All right. I feel inspired.
Yeah. You got this. We got this. You got this. And I give you bardic inspiration.
All right, I'm gonna try to talk to this rock.
Okay, so you're gonna try to do that again. So we'll go to the forge because I think you headed there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do
Aye.
that. We'll do that next. So, in that time, obviously, thought that you're heading back to the forge. Gilga, you are learning different things and what Kolvig's doing, and something that's coming apparent is that there's inherent magic in the smithing that Kolvig does, and it might not be something that you can like obtain. Right, you're not from the blood of a giant. The runes on the skin there suggest that there's magic's innate to this creature. However, you're learning some neat things and tricks that can be done with specific like hides and whatnot, with different scales and different metals. You're taking that down. You see Thothig. You kind of arrive at this point. You see that Gilga is on the shoulder of this frost giant as they're working on the anvil, going from that to the lava and back and forth as they're working on a piece of weapon.
That's now a picture if ever I seen one. You learn it up there, Gilga.
Everything is so cool. You got to see this. This is such a unique process. I've never seen this before.
Well, good on you, lad. Always nice to see someone learn and to be better at their craft. I was told to come down here, and apparently they could do something for me. What's available?
Well, do you want to speak Kovag, or do you want me to talk about whether you could get extra armor or better weapons?
It's up to you two.
So Kolvig kind of stops and turns. Is this another chosen one?
So I'm told. Chosen for what? I don't know, but yes.
So many of you. Well, I'll be humbled if I can make you something.
Ah,
What is it that
I'll
you
tell
require?
Well, I don't really hit things too often, so I guess I just don't want to get hit so much. So I guess some armor would be in order then.
What are you currently wearing?
Scale.
Your size, what I have here. I can make you half plate +1.
You, sir, you have yourself a deal.
Let it be so. And with my armor you will slay Ithrin. And my name will be rewarded in the halls of Thrym. I will be eternal.
I certainly hope so, lad. And there's some further help you could give me. Do you do any other sort of commerce up here in this establishment? Or this community, I should say.
You said commerce?
Yeah, aye. Well, I pretty much rely wherever you go, but I'm looking for diamonds. Would you happen to know if they come through here at all?
Our kind does not dwell with diamonds. commodities. We plunder for gold. If we find gems and jewels, they are sold for that. Other metals. Why are you in need of such thing?
There's a conversation I would need to have with my group, and, well, since Gilga's here, it's not a problem. I say it out loud. Not reckless is the word for it, but we do get into the scuffle now and then, and well, things do get a little hairier than perhaps some of them are willing to admit. And I'm kind of worried that I might have to do something I don't normally like to do. You see, I am a priest of Pelor, and I do have certain abilities, and should one of my companions expire, if I happen to be right there, very quickly get to them, I can prevent them from going to the other side. But in order
Preserving
to
life.
aye, exactly. But in order to do that, there is a cost required, and for this, I need about 300 gold worth of diamonds. I mean, preserving a life, as you say, is not a simple thing.
You will not find that here. Not with any of the trading posts. But on the journey to where Etherin lies, I believe there is a place you might come across. Some place that connects us to our ancestors and will provide humble gifts to any of those that are in dire need. Perhaps you can make your plea there.
Appreciate the information, sir. On a much simpler note, though, you do sell maybe something like a simple healer's kit here somewhere. I can put together the ingredients to make a few, yes?
A healer's kit.
Aye.
I can find that for you.
Thank you again.
So free doesn't charge anything for the healer's kit.
Okay.
Drag that into your inventory.
And 10 use. Okay, standard 10 use. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is a standard healer's kit. Is able to find it through the work. And then I'll go ahead and drag in the half plate. Half plate plus one for you in your inventory. And after that point, be let 30 minutes or so, right? I had to go fetch probably the healer's kit and then working through the stuff here. And with that, you have your items. Gilga at this point, right? You're working and whatnot. This is when Colby kind of turns around, looks towards you, and is there anything I can make for you?
Oh, I have this mithril plate armor, so I think I'm good on the armor side. I don't need any weapons, so I think the knowledge you've given me is more than enough.
I feel like there's something else I can give you.
And what would that be?
Something to help you through your smithing. Perhaps it'll extend my life greater and reaches farther wherever you travel. Something that will go beyond just slaying this dragon. My work within your work. Grabs one of the warhammers. Takes another warhammer off. Takes a spike to it. Chips a piece of the hammer off. Begins to make it into a hammer for you to use.
Ooh.
You have what's referred to as Kolvig's hammer, and that constitutes as the smith's tools with a plus 10 bonus.
What's your normal plus? Plus 2?
Plus
10.
Through
Plus-
your work will be my work.
plus 10,
Whatever his
plus
intelligence, he's
proficiency.
artificer, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Plus intelligence, plus proficiency, plus 10.
Plus that.
That's a plus 17 bonus, like something like that. That's
He's
ridiculous.
smithing. He is anything that's needed to be smithed. You go to that dude over there. He's ready to do shit.
You will be the
be a
greatest.
Tesla.
You will be the greatest smith that small folk have ever known. Through me, Kolvig. That will be my greatest honor.
The big smith.
Holy shit, I'm in love.
Now,
Thank you. I don't know what I could say. This is so great, so beautiful.
Takes you off the shoulder and sets you down. Go be with your friends, the chosen ones. Get ready. You must fight a dragon.
Yeah, I'll fight whatever you tell me to fight. And I'm just gonna run with my hammer out and just go like, wee!
Oh,
And
easy
you
there,
just-
lad.
And you're just gonna
Chosen's
hear,
following
as a
after
great
him.
hog, you just hear, wee!
Freaking- He's running like Minecraft Steve.
Okay. So is there anything with the forge? We're good there. So we'll go to.
I was gonna ask
Go,
the king if possible, like if there's some sort of craftsman that I could find, or if the forge would be able to help me out with my bardic equipment.
You can go to Kolvik for that. Make armor or weapon, right? Something with your bardic, but you're talking about more like musical instruments,
Instrument.
Well, yeah,
right? Like
Yeah.
performance and things.
because I was
Um,
hoping that I was thinking with the guitar pick amount of material I hopefully have procured, I could find some sort of way I could use that to enhance my capabilities as a bard.
I think we can. I think we don't need to role play it. I think you're definitely going to be able to find like a wood carver, right? To be able to kind of make something either out of the creature parts that you found, or just out of plain wood, and make something for you. So you use instrument wise. We can enhance an instrument that you're using. I think that would be best.
Enhance the sham, yeah, family sham right there.
Okay. So I'm gonna rename to an improved Schwam.
Yeah, woohoo!
Yep. So it puts a +4 tool bonus to it.
Pretty fancy, pretty schmancy.
I'm gonna also set it to charisma based. So you can also you by editing your tools. By the way, you can change which ability check you're using for them, because tools can actually have a variety of
Ability modifier.
Yeah, it can be different ones. So I'm gonna attach that to it so it rolls. So when you make a performance check, you can actually go ahead and click the tool instead, and it should be the exact same as your performance.
Awesome. Even better. Awesome possum. I'm fancy.
Okay, we can go ahead and do that. We're gonna roleplay that, and then Naira, with Thothe going to the forge, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw as you repeat what you were attempting to do the previous night.
You're muted, Haley.
Sorry. I said, does that have the bardic already on it? Because I saw the animation, but then I don't see the dot.
I was advancing time, so it probably got
Okay.
wiped because I was advancing
Gotcha.
time. You can just manually roll the dice. I believe you get a D8.
It is in fact, a D8.
Okay, so I do a wisdom save and then a d8.
And then, yeah, you add a D8 to it. Yep.
Okay. Still not good. Work in progress.
Let's hope for it's even better.
So that's a 16. Yes, music.
We got music.
Yes, music.
We triggered an Easter egg song.
We're all having visions today.
Evil Luck soundtrack.
Okay. So as you concentrate on your stone, you're inspired by the firelight as you stare into the lava, right? And as you're staring into the lava, you're almost kind of entranced by it, right? And you're almost going into the flames itself. As you do, you're taken into a vision. You're standing in front of a large, rolling, slow lava waterfall. As it spans a great distance, about 80 feet in width. from a height above of about 50 feet, kind of spews out of a cliffside as it comes down and rolls and splashes into the earth, and seems to go further down from 2 crevices on either side of the waterfall, right? So it's going and then it's moving and then going down again into the depths. You seem to be inside of a very interesting place. Not necessarily a cavern, but it is in the sense of the way that it's shaped. You have a dome ceiling. There's stalagmites and pillars that are jutting up into the surface itself, but they seem to be finely carved and then reinforced with a odd-shaped metal. It seems to be bronze in coloration, kind of like copper, but slightly less shiny, right? It's not nearly as polished to it, and it's darker, right? I'm gonna probably say it's darker than bronze, but it's lighter than copper. We'll put it there as far as color. The metal reinforcement is kind of like a plating, right? So it's plating around the pillars, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of grooves or riveting, as if it's been dipped and pulled out, right? You see that on the pillars themselves as they extend upwards to about 100 or so ceiling height. There is no actual entrance or exit the ceiling as it's plated and coming down. You're seeing on the top of the ceiling itself seems to be a large magical rune. This rune itself is draconic, and it's in a pattern of symbolism to a line of red dragons, as it speaks of at least 30 or so ancestors specific to something. But as you continue to look up and you're going through the ancestors, you see the name of Barrythune. And then the last one in the line is it's twirling, right? And then going outwards on the twirl is Aerithune. So you're seeing that, and then the sub one is the next. That one is slightly aglow with a reddish hue. So it's slightly kind of twinkling and glowing.
Aerithune or the line is?
Aerithune is. That specific symbol that represents in the Draconic language as Aerithune. That is what it's representing to you, right? So it's kind of coming out and twinkling, that etching within the rune of that bronze-like metallic cavern ceiling. Okay? As you're looking around, you're seeing that there is a large hole in the center of this area. The actual distance to the cavern walls is roughly 200 feet in any direction that you go, forming a somewhat circular shape. As you move to the hole with a backdrop of the lava waterfall, there is a massive heat that is pulling from this. It's just kind of billowing up. Steam and different things are spitting out of it. And as you kind of come closer, you see light, visible, a glow. And then as you stretch down and look, immediately within the hole, you're seeing that it's far larger than it was at your distance, right? So you're coming closer, you're seeing that the radius is quite large. And it's just big enough for Aerithune. You see that this red dragon is almost curled within the hole with the back underneath it, lava as it's bubbling and spitting hundreds of feet below it, and it begins to kind of curl its head up, coming out of it. It seems to be maybe 90 feet in length, this dragon, as it comes out. You're like taken aback as you're kind of walking behind, doesn't notice you. It comes out of the actual hole and it begins to shake its back, 90 feet as it is. It kind of pulls itself around one of the pieces of metal and begins to scratch one of the pillars covered in metal, and begins to scratch, very cat-like, right? That it's like scratching itself, its backside, into the actual metal. There seems to be some sort of electricity that's coming off of it, kind of sparkling about the scales, and you see some of the grime of soot and charcoal being cleaned off of it. It's cleaning itself off of the actual metal with static electricity. As it does, it kind of moves its neck back and forth. Again, there doesn't seem to be an exit or entrance except for that hole that goes down. As it is, it's kind of riling itself and appearing through a green portal is a human with silver hair and golden eyes, wearing a robe of red and gold stitching. There's dragons. Twin dragons come either side of the vestment as they go down, and they twirl down of where the robe kind of comes together in the buttons. See, this person has black boots on, seem to be slightly aglow with different runes. Doesn't have a staff or anything, just has arms somewhat across, comes out of the portal. Its face is striking. It's very pale and very bony-like. Thin is the figure. Kind of walks out of the portal, sees the red dragon, eyes open, stares off and does a slight bow towards it. Sees the red dragon turns and looks, kind of snarls as this orange flame comes out of its mouth, very shortly, kind of almost like warming up the glands. As it finishes the bow, the figure has the head kind of cocked over towards you where you're standing. Naira stops, snaps its head towards you, and stands up and looks. Very, very interesting. In a moment, you see as the light kind of dims down of the waterfall and the visible light kind of subsides, your dim vision as you stretch, the figure just vanishes. You see the red dragon kind of curling left and right, afraid. You see a voice whispering in your ear. Surprised you've made it this far. I wonder what I would think of it this very moment. That, snap back, staring, come retracting back from the vision. You come through the flames of the lava that you're staring at, right? In the Great Hall, and you come to. For everyone else, you just saw Naira stare into the lava for 5 seconds and then look back.
Did you drop something?
It's just lava, lass.
Did you have a vision?
It worked.
Oh, I'm not there yet.
Thank you, Goldbard. It worked.
No problem, scary sword evil lady.
The evil thing hasn't been proven. I'm pretty sure I could still be good. The sword is really good at killing. The point is, yes, I did have a vision. Which is exciting. So the white dragon's name is Ethrin. I think he has
The white dragon's name is Ethrin.
Ethrin. I think he might have I think that he might have a cousin in the red or the bronze dragons who is named very similarly, which is named one sec. Erathune. I think I just saw Erathune, who might be the kin of, or the child of that one sounded really familiar, of Barathune.
Man, these names are confusing.
Yeah, definitely something you would need spelling on if you were to ever write it down.
I know, right?
Yeah, so also there was some weird person who for sure saw me, guys, and was about as helpful as the elf. If
They're
I'm
pretty helpful, right?
right, so helpful. Not helpful at all, but definitely saw me. And I think the dragon was a little spooked by that. So I don't know where that puts the dragon in all of this.
I mean, to be fair, when you're invading someone's, home, they tend to get spooked by it.
Your dragon didn't get spooked by it.
My dragon is my dragon.
Your
okay?
dragon was like, oh,
We-
good, you got the message.
Yeah, because my dragon is worshipped by people. Okay, mine's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I don't know where mine lands, but it did scratch itself like soot, and I love soot, so I feel pretty good about that.
I'll scratch myself up. If I can get some real respect around here.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without your help. And also
Thank you.
possibly the lava.
I feel like the lava didn't have much to do with it, honestly. You did it earlier.
You
When
would
you stared
be
at that, and
you would be shocked how much lava I saw where I just was at.
you know what? That is the fair point. You would be shocked by how much, fine, neat stuff and seashells and gold I saw. It's so
Right?
cool.
They really lean into their aesthetics, respectively.
They have their thing. They have their thing. Yours is cat. Mine is money.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the whole fire cat thing.
For
I'm
your
pretty
a
excited
knight from
about
the
having a
order
really
of
cool
killing
cat.
dragons.
Yes, here's the thing. Yeah, gotta circle back to that. Evil murder sword is technically the bane of Berthan. Ah, shoot. I think that's why I know the name. Shoot.
Do you think did you have your things with you when you were in the vision?
Who could say?
Because I mean, if you had your
I mean,
things
you
and it saw
could.
the sword, then maybe that was what
It
spooked it.
didn't
It
see
saw
me
you
at
with the sword.
all.
Oh,
I think this sword might have killed its dad.
oh, that's
On
not
a,
a good thing.
well,
You're
guys,
gonna go over there and be like, "Hey, dude, you wanna be my bestie?" And he's gonna see the sword that killed his dad, and he's gonna be like, "Oh shit, no."
I don't
am I
think the
am I the
knight,
baddie?
the dragon slaying knight, is going to be a dragon's bestie.
I don't think that one's in the cards, but I think I'm having a real hard time figuring out if I'm the baddie. I've got the murder sword, and I think my
I mean,
dragon might have
if you're
sacrificed
a
someone else.
dragon, you're probably the baddie to a dragon.
I don't think I'm a dragon. I feel
Hold on.
pretty.
If I
Then I
learned
think you're on the good
anything,
guy's side.
if I learned anything from all the stories that I've known, if you just shoot it down with some netting while it's flying and then almost kill
I
it, but
can't
then
express how much
befriend it,
lava.
then you end up becoming besties and you own him afterwards.
Is that what happened with Soot?
No, that's not what happened with Soot. Soot and I
I felt
were
really
just
specific.
having.
You
No,
can
it's
surely
not.
just
We
bait
were
house
having a
cats
fun
with food.
time. I
You
was
don't need a
playing
net.
music. He was being a cat, and then he followed me, and then he guided me. It was kind of like a transactional relationship.
Okay, that tracks more
It
for.
does. I have the receipt.
I'm gonna eat more of this meat.
I'm gonna eat some bacon bits. You want some bacon bits?
I want the raw meat. Apparently, it's the best. Apparently,
Fine,
I'm just
fuck you.
murdering, so I guess I'll just stick with the raw meat.
I
We
mean,
want some bacon bits. I got bacon bits. Come on. No?
I'm not entirely
Oh.
sure those are not for cats. I'm pretty sure those are
It's
just for
literally
cats.
bacon bits.
I
What do
mean,
you
they're
think
also probably many days old at this point.
Hmm.
It'd be considered like
What does it smell like?
it'd be like jerky at this point.
Are they a dried good?
Are they?
I
I
mean,
imagine so.
good bacon goes bad.
Yeah,
Good
because there's
bacon
a
goes
difference
bad,
between
but these
bacon
are.
and jerky.
But this is like bacon bits.
Technically, bacon bits are just cooked bacon that are cut up.
Yeah, it's still just cooked
I
bacon.
think you're eating
Unless
bad
you have to buy
bacon,
in the
my
store,
guy.
which are not actually bacon.
You have
they're
to-
vegetarian.
Yeah, unless you actually buy the soy ones.
You have to
gotta
cure. You have
try
to
it.
cure it, right? That's
Mhm.
the process of you
Yeah.
have to either cure the
Right.
the bacon, kind of turn it towards like
Mhm.
jerky. What?
I mean,
Like,
Yeah.
listen, bacon is cute.
I'm really smart, so I can like look at the bacon bits and tell they're not bad, right?
I mean, it's been
I
pretty
don't-
cold environment that you've been in, so maybe we can just say they've been refrigerated.
Yeah, okay,
No, but
thank you.
He's got hot
I don't know exactly
pockets.
what they're being held in. I just
Pockets.
imagined that I had a metal can.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, I didn't give them to you in anything.
What? However
Just
you want
gave
to
them to me.
transport, I'm happy. That's all you.
And it has like a sticker on it that says bacon bit. Just one bit.
All right. Well,
I'm
the
Yeah,
party,
guys, I definitely
um,
I definitely have a sword that killed his dad.
all kind
You're
of
a
back,
mother.
right? Coming back into the Great Hall here. Is there anything anybody else wants to do particularly?
Actually, does the names that she mentioned ringing any bells in my historical knowledge of the world and the history of it?
Go ahead and roll a history check, and then specifically state what the check is for and which name you're attempting to figure out.
Okay. So I'm thinking of Aetherin, like the one that she saw with the blade on the wall. Like with it's not like I had an A in it, I think it was.
Edithun?
I saw Berrythune
Etherin?
and Arythune, and then I said I think that sounds similar to Etherin, which is the
The
white one.
Berrythune and
No,
Berrythune and Arythune. Is that how you said it?
Correct.
there is.
Those two names, I'm wanting to figure out how, if maybe I know if they're related to Etherin, if there's any sort of historical context between them.
I'd
No.
also I'd also
No.
like
Nope.
to do a check just based on like all of my years living and studying under the Wizards of Old and the Knights of Birch. If they made me read that like a book over and over about specifically like this
This
battle.
dragon's red.
Battle. Are you talking about the battle with the sword? Or are you
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about?
trying. I don't think that I would have context outside of like where the Knights of Burr came into direct contact with Berrythune. I'm not sure. That's what I would want to do, like either a history
Okay, so
or
I'm just trying to I'm trying to figure out like what in history you're trying to pull out right now. Like,
just specifically the relationship between the red between Berrythune and the Knights of Burr.
okay, so
I don't
specifically,
know if I know about the
yeah, connection
sword.
between Berrythune and a Knight Sabir. Give me a history check. That 20.
Yeah, 20. Apparently, they drilled this into you really well.
They did. This is like the only thing they talked about for a year.
I'm gonna study all the dragons.
I'm gonna find some
Gets another vision.
Just shoot it to me. Yeah.
another
No, come back.
Watch out, guys.
another
Now that's all I
vision.
do.
No.
That's what
was
you
Um,
just
2 seconds
focus.
long.
Just focus, guys.
I need to pull up a document here.
All you gotta do is just roll 20s, guys. That's all you gotta do.
Just roll. Have you tried rolling 20s?
No problem. Yes.
Just
Yeah.
roll 20s on checks.
Yeah, I've been rolling d20s. Does that count?
No.
Wingsong, can I ask you to make a perception check?
Yeah, sure. I can make a perception check. 17.
So, just for clarification, for as long as you've been with Soot, you've known that Soot has never been one to sleep in. He'll take cat naps during the day, but he's always awake before you.
Okay. Well, while she's having a heart attack,
Unproven. Could be
it
fine.
feels like it feels like it's happening right now. I'll
Been
just
working
like
with a lot of stress.
I'll look over to Soot if he's still sleeping. Is he sleeping?
He's still sleeping.
Okay. I'll throw some bacon bits at you and see if you wake up.
No response.
Okay, I get a little closer.
Why are you acting like he's a feral dog?
Jeez. Feral
I
dog.
throw
That's
another
your
bacon.
friend.
I throw another bacon bit at Soot.
Okay,
I
so
look at
we're gonna go into narration. I'm gonna try to obviously you had the net 20. So I'm gonna go ahead and take snippets of this narration specific to how it pertains to the history check between Sberrythune and the Knights of Beer. So diluted. This was 2,000 years ago. Okay. Diluted draconic bloodlines results in lesser sorcerers in comparison to those that pushed back Berrythune. Okay, so that's the first line of snippet information. So Knights of Beer are lesser sorcerers. So there is a calling back in the history of Arthuria that was required based on the fact that sorcerers that were once powerful enough to push back the dragon prominence on the continent, they're just diluting, right? So you need to get something to push them back. And so 5 masters of the arcane banded together to defeat Barry-Thune and stop his destruction upon Arthuria. These masters were considered by name as the Wizards of Old, albeit not all of them were wizards, not all of them were sorcerers, but not all of them were warlocks, but they all had the power, some manipulation of the arcane, right? So pertaining to arcane magic. Now, something to note was that these people did not come specifically from Arthuria. They came from other parts of the world. They were brought together over a wide range of different disciplines. Why they were brought in, not something that you are known of. And in fact, the names of the wizards of old were never actually spoken. You in your time have never met one, based on this being near 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So they taught these diluted sorcerers, either with red or gold draconic bloodlines, to wield their power into fire evocations. Many of them could not wield powerful enough magic to survive the actual contests that they were being put up to. And so there was a need to train them primarily in martial combat as a source of protection. They would be later named the Knights of Beer. Okay. With the combined knowledge, this is the snippet that is pertaining to the Nat 20. With the combined knowledge of Horan, Ravashid, Belnok, and themselves, which constitutes the Wizards of Old Knights of Beer, they discovered a way to forge a magical sword that would be lethal to even a great elder red worm, Barry-Thune. That is what you get with the Nat 20.
Sick. It was Haran, Rashid, and
Facing the chat.
Okay.
Real quick after I wanted to copy, not that. I don't know why.
all of it. Just send all of it. It's fine.
Well, it was
I'll
like
sort.
it didn't copy it. And I was like, what is that?
It's okay.
She just has a photographic memory. Just
I
remembers
promise
exactly
I'll
everything you
only
sent.
look at a few of it.
As far as the
No.
visions, I'm going to type those up and post them in the lore of the Discord
Awesome.
channel. Just FYI. So
Oh crap! We're getting actual lore posts.
you're getting lore dump.
Ooh.
See, I helped with that. I made that happen.
So with this blade, which is knowledge that Barry-Thune was slain. That is knowledge that is common, right? If you roll high enough history check of the history of Arthuria, Barry-Thune was slain. It was because of this sword that Barry-Thune was slain. That is something that is not known.
So, remember when I said I was pretty sure that this sword, like, killed Barry-Thune?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It for sure did.
Well, yeah, we were told that.
Yeah, the beholder
Yeah.
told us that.
I
Yeah.
wasn't. I don't feel like
I
I was
wasn't
told
there
that,
for
but
that.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't there for that.
Tell you that. Oh
I
yeah.
feel like we could infer that from the fact that you're able to see 2 dead dragons' names using that sword. She's so distraught by the fact I could infer that she is frozen in time.
Frozen in time, literally.
The sword's name was the Bane of Barry-Thune.
Very soon.
Bane of Barry-Thune.
Yeah, Barry-Thune. Sorry.
Thilthig walks in. We're talking about those dragons again.
No.
Yes.
Maybe.
Why do
Why
you
do
lie
always
like that?
undermine me?
Because you always lie.
I don't always lie. It's to him.
Don't think
It's
we're
to
talking about
everyone.
dragons and they're so scary, and we figured out that this sword that our friend has unexisted some dragons, mainly
Uh,
Berithun.
Well, it's gonna be
Barathun
mighty
he
useful.
wasn't a dragon. He was an elder red great worm.
You know what? If you want to get
Which
into
is
the
a fancy
specifics,
name for a very old dragon.
Dragon.
Lad. I know how that works.
A worm is different
And
from
since
a
we're
dragon.
going to fight a dragon, apparently, well, then that sword is probably
A
coming
worm
very
lives in the
handy.
ground.
So when I wrote this,
Never mind.
obviously Fizzbands, that
Oh,
was never a
Is
thing. right?
is Barathun an actual dragon now?
So
No, the
Is that being
designation of a
changed?
great elder worm.
yeah, so
Yeah,
so
That's
find
new.
the dragon terms and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
dragon terms, right? So when I made this, I wanted to make sure that there was terms that described dragons in size as they grew, because the exponential growth, it didn't seem to stop growing with age, right? And
I
that's
just
specific.
want to make sure I still get the terminology right.
Yeah,
he
so
wants to Paz wants to be correct.
yeah, so Berrythune is a great elder red worm, which basically stands for a super old red dragon. In size, great worms. In size, a great worm would be greater than 130 feet in length. That would be a size.
I
Obviously,
just wanted to make sure we get the terminology correct.
got it.
Semantics set you free.
She's in selfie mode. Oh my god.
Yeah, go to the phone.
Yeah, my internet has crapped out, but it crapped out right at 11. So
There you
Uh,
go.
Just one more thing. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna state, Naira, I don't remember. Did you share the size of the dragon in your vision?
I didn't say it, but I think I would have shared as much of my vision as faithfully as I could have.
Okay. So sharing that point, I want to clarify that Varys, the dragon that you saw, was much larger than the dragon that Naira had described.
How big was hers?
90 feet.
90 feet.
And his was like 120 or something.
130 feet. 120 feet, yeah.
No,
But mine's bigger.
Bigger.
if everything
It
was
was like
bigger.
150.
It's 165.
165.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything was
Somewhere up there.
massive.
It was specified that it was bigger than my dragon.
Bigger than all of our dragons.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
So sorry, the red one was 90 feet. The white one was 165.
No, the red one that Varys saw in his vision at the very end of the vision was
Oh, gotcha.
165.
It was carrying a white dragon though.
It was carrying a silver dragon.
Oh, silver. Sorry.
Silver, yeah.
Gotcha. So
Silver,
the one
white. What's
saw
the
was-
difference?
the one he saw was probably more likely to be Berrythune.
Probably.
I mean, no, obviously you can't confirm or deny that. I'm saying it out loud as a thought.
I can detect your thoughts.
Do it.
Now, on the subject of dragons, something very important I need to say to everyone. I'm going to need everyone to be very careful.
Define careful.
Not our strength.
Careful.
Let me,
Now.
let me come to my point. How familiar with all of you with what abilities are granted to those special patrons of a god?
I raise my hand.
Fairly familiar.
I know.
I'm
that
What do you know,
familiar.
Wing Song? What in particular? You know in particular what I might be talking about?
Oh, I know. In my tribe, we had a shaman man, and anytime someone got sick or really badly hurt, we went to the shaman man, and he made you feel so much more better. He would do all this magic stuff. He was so cool. And I heard a lot of stories about what great, amazing priests would do whenever someone got really badly hurt.
You're on the right
That's all I
track, lad. Yes. Priests like myself, we can heal those. provide health to those who are ill or injured. But
I
further
do
than
that as
that,
well.
there is more I can do that you can't pass. Should one of you perhaps start to slip off of this mortal coil, come very close to it, or even dip your toe on the other side, I can bring you back. Now, it's not something I normally like to do for personal reasons. Don't have to get into that right now. But in order to be able to do this, I need something special. I need a quantity of diamonds, which we have not been able to obtain. So for right now, should one of you get a little too injured for me to help, I cannot bring you back. So I need to ask everyone to be careful while we go to the dragon. I've been told there might be an opportunity to get some diamonds on the way there, which, if I can, then we'll be in pretty good shape whenever we go up against this thing. But until then, I just ask everyone to put a little thought into what they do should we get into another scrap. All right?
Do we still have to go back to kill that to kill that one prince to get the other part of the stone?
Yeah.
Lad, no idea, lad.
Do that.
Thothid,
Aye.
one, careful, not really my strong suit. It has never been that way.
Yeah, not good for
Afraid you
Two.
say that.
If I ever die, don't ever bring me back. Burn my body immediately.
What if I bring you back?
Nope.
See
No
now, lad,
questions. No. Mm-mm.
I respect that decision a lot because I share with you the same philosophy. In general,
Not a
That
philosophy.
life has its
for y'all's
time.
safety. Just don't leave me dead.
all right, I think I see what you're saying there, lad. But I'm of the thinking that everything that lives in the world has its time, then it comes
Agreed.
to an end, and you go on.
Made Paz
Because
the
otherwise,
master-
how does new life come in if we keep everything that's here alive?
Paz is a master of combat and has been chosen by the leader. There's
There may come a time, lad. You may need someone to save you.
That's never happened.
I can do that. I mean, not yet, but I heard of a lot of
Literally has
really
never
cool
happened.
bards.
I have heard of bards who can do the same. Not many, but some.
I once had a great grandfather that didn't. Well, he wasn't able to do that, but he made really good apple pie. I heard.
That's equally cool.
I felt like this was related to the conversation.
What is an apple?
I cannot do, but I can make you a mean ale if you give me a little time and the right wheat and a little barley.
We gotta get out of the
Knock
snow,
your
guys.
socks off.
I
You know
agree. I'm tired of shoes.
As you guys do that, have your conversation about snow. I just like to point out the fact that Soot is not a fucking wake yet, and I've been throwing bacon bits at him for 15 minutes now, and he's not awake. You know how much he
Just try
loves
waking
bacon
him up.
bits?
Did
It's
you
a
touch-
really good idea,
Don't
actually. I
think-
guess.
You just tried like
just go
poking him.
screeching behind the ears. I'm sure that'll get his attention.
No, that might hurt him if you do it.
Here, I mean,
No.
like there's
Yeah.
a cup of water you could throw on him.
No,
Okay, you know
just
what?
throw what? Yeah, don't think he'll just go up and scritch Soot behind the ears very gently.
I think water would be more effective.
He won't wake up. He doesn't wake up yet.
Soot, come on, Soot. Let's go. We're getting ready to go fight a dragon.
Okay. He's obviously not getting up. There's
Suit,
something
you're,
wrong.
You're
and
asleep,
Look,
right? Yep.
So it's very much still asleep.
All right.
No response.
This is where
Can I
this
try
is
to-
this is gonna be the end of the session. So you're having a nightmare right now.
Shit.
Man, I'm doing a lot of narrations this session. Jeez.
Does
The Lord
this
on
mean we
back
get?
bed.
Does this mean we get 2,560, 53, 57?
You're
More
trying
than
really
3%
hard.
snowball.
We only need what?
we just say we only need, like,
200
13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
200,
This is
200
200, yeah.
286. is how much we need to
Oh.
level.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's not me. I'm at 11,443.
You should be at
Well,
13.
you didn't add from
Yeah,
last
13,
session.
7, 14.
No, I added from last session, just not the session that I missed.
Oh.
Oh,
You're supposed to. Wait,
All right.
are you doing that now before we end?
Yeah, so we're gonna do this real quick before we end here. So this is gonna be the last thing. So you're having a nightmare. Your nightmare is in a dark and twisted place. You see as you're almost kind of awake in the pouring rain with twisted trees around you, sprawling ashen and darkened wood as they twist and twirl. There's vegetation that's somewhat bioluminescent that's cutting through a thick mist and fog. It's as if shadows are moving through bipedal as they're kind of hulking and shifting their weight through slowly and moving. They seem to be groaning, just kind of thumping into the earth. Another figure falling behind, much taller, rising high into the air. You see its ashen bark over top of the mist is bleeding acid as it steams and dribbles. They all are shifting and moving themselves through the mist, it seems, as you stretch off to the west. Staring up high, you see a tower of blackened stone that spirals into the top about 120 feet past the fog and past the canopy, far off in the distance, seems to be a couple miles or so. Its top itself is deteriorated and tattered, almost as if the stone has been hit by something and broken off. It has different sorts of windows around it, suggesting that there's rooms in there. Moss and vine kind of encompass it in tendrils of black as they're kind of working themselves up the actual tower. You hear a voice echoing from the tower itself. The voice is rather thick, guttural, and deep as it kind of reaches out towards you. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can... This wasn't really working before, but I'm going to try to put it on. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's lagging out. Might not work.
Oh,
Disappointing.
well.
Disappointing.
sadness.
Yeah, it's sad. It went through like a driver update and it's not working anymore. So this deep guttural voice kind of comes out. My child. My eyes upon you. You will do great things. You will return home to me soon. You'll find your way here. I send you my humble gift to guide you. May this spirit of my essence always shine its light and guide you into the darkness and the mist, where you will return home. Place yourself on your rightful throne. The voice is echoing out, piercing through the actual, coming from the towers. Its voice kind of echoes out. You see the shadows kind of slowly turn as they begin to walk and encircle you into the mist. Many of the shadows themselves begins to like kneel down. Large hulking figures, they kneel down around you. They begin to mutter something in abyssal, which you're able to understand. They are muttering prince. As they mutter prince to you, you will wake up from your nightmare. A shroud of mist in your eyes and around your paws, your body. You feel imbued with something rather strange, something that you can command whenever you need it, whenever it's necessary. With that, we will go ahead and end the session.
Ooh,
All right.
nightmares.
Bacon bit.
Dun.
Bacon bit.
Dun, dun,
Bacon
dun.
bit.
Bacon beats.
Wake the fuck up.
Any questions at all, Suit?
I mean, I have plenty, but that's for role-playing purposes in my character. I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was a humble surprise.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. I'm going to calculate some experience. Give me a second as I go through skill rolls and stuff.
Well, we didn't kill anything and we get experience. Yay!
We
Yeah, we
drank.
roleplayed. We
So we drank.
roleplayed.
We drank heavily, so. Do you
I
mind?
did it.
I
Just
can't
kind
open the thing. Do you mind when you calculate it, putting it in my
Yeah,
character
I
sheet?
can put it. I can put it in your character sheet. You will be going through a level up. Just FYI, but we can do that later.
Legasp.
I'm excited. I can be level 6 and be really cool now.
Does anything change for me on level 6? Wait,
Yeah.
are we on level 6 or are we on level
We're
5?
going. We're going to be
we're
level
We're
going
going
up
up to 6.
Okay.
And yes,
Does it
things will
change
change.
for a fighter?
I have tool experience. That's the only thing I get, but good enough.
Okay, you just got
I-
magic tool experience, so.
Yeah, I get tool expertise, which doubles my proficiency bonus.
Hey!
Yay!
Oh,
You
so
can
he has
join
a
my
have any-
group.
he legit has a plus 20 to that fucking to smithing tools now.
Haley,
So-
you get an extra feat or an ability score increase at level 6, plus whatever subclass thing
Ooh.
you might have.
Ooh.
You have a big decision.
So literally, as long as I don't roll a natural 1, I'm always guaranteed to get above 20.
All right.
Wait,
so
what would my decision be like? My feet?
Yeah, feats are ASI.
all right. So you all are awarded 1,095 experience each, and that should put you to 14,809. So I'll change that within your sheet, Era.
You made it. Okay. And then I guess you and I need to catch up at some point or before next time.
Yeah. You can always look through if you have free time. You can always message to have the server up if you want to log in by yourself, or you can look through the level up and what it looks like as just the fighter, and then just let me know what your choices are, and we can talk about your subclass. So,
Okay.
not a problem.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right. Well, I have to teach, so I'm gonna go.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah,
See you
take
next
care.
time.
See ya.
Have a good night.
Bye. Have a good night.
Bye. Good night.
Good night. I'm gonna go and close this off.